This one quick. There we go. Oh my goodness, alrighty. Let's get a bowl going. Oh shit! Jesus! That was out of nowhere. There we go. There we go. Oh shit, I think this is starting to go out. Oh no. Better still give me enough juice for the rest of the night. Just need to get some more lighters here soon. Dog is not exactly super excited. Sitting over being sleepy. Sleepy little thing. Oh shit. Some breaking news stuff. Footage emerges of earthquake in Morocco that killed hundreds. Damn. Morocco got hit with fat earthquake shit. I think Morocco is in like northwest Africa, just like south of Spain and shit, isn't it? So, Spain probably got hit with some earthquakes too. Damn. Yeah, let's see what fun things could be going on for them. Ain't too much. I know I can find a couple things that will be fun for her even. Here. you sent me a song. I'll check it out later. What's it called? Horizon by Pigeons. Off of their song Psychology. Oh. That's interesting. Kind of a strange looking album cover, too. Definitely have to check that out. I'm always down to find some new music. Goofy little doggo. What you doing over there? What you doing, sleepy thing? I guess now that I'm all home, he feels comfortable to groom himself in his little corner over there, I guess. Goofy little thing. See what other things can happen. Oh, sorry. Wait, was there another cop fan OD? Oh shit. Some interesting little catch-up things. I'll have to check this out here in a sec. It says, last week, this cop fan OD'd, coach kisses player Mike Pence, something about Pence. Something happened to Pence? Did something happen to the old Mike Pence? Would be too surprised. There's been like a few like trolls lately going after like different Republicans, whether from like Trump's side of things or like Ron DeSantis or shit like that. It's actually been pretty funny. I've been loving it. There's like been some person who's just been like going around with a whistle, just like just blowing. I think to like one of Trump's like dudes that basically is like left for dead, pretty much, Navarro or something, like James Navarro, Jeff Navarro, whatever, something like that. And basically for some reason there's this lady that's just been like going to every public thing that he happens to be at and just like has a sign and a whistle, and it's just basically being a nuisance and a troll, and it's great. I'm thinking there's not enough people, like, you know, to give a fuck about Navarro, obviously, where I think she's able to get away with it, because there's not enough people to, like, escort her out and shit like that. So, you know, every time there happens to be, like, you know, any public, you know, news thing about him, you know, she's always there, in the background doing her thing. It's fucking great. I honestly kind of, like, get surprised at like how like some of these like political trolls are able to kind of get away with some of the stuff they can do, because man, like, it seems like, you know, whenever it comes to certain things, like when it comes to like, you know, environment or like cops and shit like that, if you do things like that, then it's just seen as like, you know, like criminal, or, you know, or like disturbing the peace or whatever the fuck. But because it's going against the system in some way, you know, by like, yeah, like, or at least, you know, going, you know, or fighting for the system, really, in a sense, you know, in this case, then, you know, because the people that, you know, are being targeted are going against the system, it makes it way more acceptable to do that. Because, like, like, anyone who's, like, a part of that establishment, or part of that system, even if they are kind of, being fucked like this, like, if she was doing that to Trump, she would be in prison, like, or, from the first time she tried. But because it's Navarro, no one cares. Like, he's basically a loose end. So, I mean, if she did this with literally anybody else, she probably would be in jail. And actually face genuine legal repercussions. But because, it's just really a fucking no one, nobody who gives a shit type of guy, it's a lot easier to get away with doing that. Which really just shows the indictment of our fucking system of how it treats people in power versus people that might be like pawns of it, or, just, a part of that exploitated class. Which Navarro isn't a part of that, but he is a pawn. So he is, at least a few steps above that. But, I mean, he's still a pawn. Like, I mean, he's, part of that, like, middle class that's, trying to make its way into the in club. But when, feasible, that in club is going to, treat you as a sacrificial lamb, as they're doing with him. Same thing with everyone else that he happens to be a part of. When it comes to Trump, and his ilk and shit. Because he was all, him and his cronies were all part of the establishment and in the in club for a long fucking time. But it was only up until about 2020 when they decided to change their tune because, Trump, cared more about his ego than playing along with the game. Which, I mean, it's why I think, we see that. And also, it's kind of why we see a bunch of these, like, Trump MAGA chud protesters doing their thing, too, a little bit. Because it's pretty much insignificant. Like, I mean, at least with how they're doing it now. Like, hanging out outside of Fulton County Jail or whatever, doing their stupid little, like, Trump protests or whatever. Like, I mean, that type of stuff is pretty much insignificant in comparison to, like, if there were, it, like, when it comes to, like, stopping Cop City or some shit like that. Or, like, the BLM protests. Like, I mean, it's just, they just treat it differently. I mean, hell, even the police reaction at Jan 6 was way fucking different in comparison to how they treat the BLM protesters in DC. So, I mean, there's obviously there's obviously a disparity of how the system treats, people ideologically, depending on how, the grievance and what they're protesting for. Because if what they're protesting about doesn't really rock the system that much, they don't give a fuck. If it does very significantly, they give a shit very immensely. I mean, they cared enough about Jan 6 because that was rocking the boat, but what they wanted and what they were advocating for isn't really necessarily rocking the boat too much with, like, policy-wise. It's just a lot of social norms that they were willing to try to fucking, push fundamentally. But, the status quo and the powers that be don't give a fuck one way or the other about the social issues. They just see it expendable as a means to an end, depending on where, those currents are flowing. For their own maximization of their wealth and power. They don't, they don't care about those issues. So, to them, they just saw it as like people got a little too rabble-rousy on some social issues, basically. And decided to take it out on the system, and that's when they decided to at least, go after them when it comes to, like, putting a lot of these people in prison after the fact. Quick, I'll dive into that little video. There we go. Goofy doggo. Here, where's that? Where did that video go? I just saw it. Where'd it go? Oh, there you are. Cool. Where are you going? Oh, you too? Why are you doing that again? Man, it was full screen earlier. Now I, like, go off the app and come back on, and now it doesn't want to do that. Oh, my God. Dumbass app. Seriously. I have to do this bullshit. Do this bullshit. I need to switch over to my new phone already, goddammit. I am way too much of a motherfucking procrastinator when it comes to some things. I guess I'm just too utilitarian. If, like, something works at least enough, then I'm just like, fuck it. But, like, you know, so I pretty much am literally gonna ride this fucking thing until the wheels fall off. But honestly, it pretty much has already fallen off. It's on, like, 2 wheels. It's like a bicycle now at this point. But, whatever. Well, you know what, it's more like a unicycle, like, bouncing itself at this point. When it comes to my fucking broken-ass phone. Looks like the first little fun story is about the cop ODing off vent. Cool. The one I wanted to look at, mainly.
Little contact overdose that may not be as it seems. Contact overdoses are extremely unlikely. A quick explainer. Background. On Friday, an MC...
The quick explainer is that doesn't happen. Like, these cops that basically, like, when they happen to just visualize fent existing, you know, like, in their presence, if they see fentanyl, they overdose, apparently. Like, if it touches them, they overdose. Like, if they apparently, like, catch a whiff of, like, well, I have a bag of what looks like fent. Let me open it up. I smelt it. I overdosed. Like, I mean, it's just fake stories. Like, they do this purposely, you know, basically, if anything, maybe to get paid leave or, you know, and, like, basically try to have, like, you know, a victim story, you know, for themselves. Like, it's just bullshit. Like, unless the cops are smoking it, or inhaling, like, or eating it, or, like, ingesting it, or, like, injecting it, like, they're taking, like, liquid fent and injecting it like it's heroin into their fucking veins, they are not overdosing on this shit. Like, unless they intentionally eat or smoke or inject this into them, they're not overdosing on this shit, let alone getting high off of it. Like, so, it's already just bullshit right off the bat. Right, honestly, just because of that in itself, I mean, we don't really need to get into the explainer. I just want to see the video.
Okay, let's take this call off. We got more shit on.
Is it this cop right here?
How you feeling?
Yeah, it is.
I know where I am. I know I'm here.
Yet another victim of not cop kryptonite, but climate change making extreme weather conditions permanent. It's just too hot for my man. He got heat.
Dude, yeah, actually, it sounds like it, you know, realistically, it does sound like he probably got heat stroke for just hearing the first little bit. It's like, look, I know I'm here. I, you know, really just feel lightheaded. It sounds like he was really lightheaded and winded. Like, you know, it's like, I know I'm here and stuff. I'm cognitive, but, like, I am not feeling good. Which means that, yeah, he's probably potentially got heat exhaustion. Maybe he didn't drink enough water and he's very dehydrated and thus leading to heat exhaustion and heat illness. Like, honestly, I kind of immediately recognized that just because of the fact that I've had heat illness at work before. You know, when we had that heat dome and shit, like, there's been a few times where I've had that shit. And there's been times I've seen people, you know, feel like this. Like, so this is something that does happen. I mean, so he isn't feeling good, but it's because of heat illness. Like, he's probably, I don't know where this is. Where is this? And symptoms did not improve. He eventually was given Narcan and suspected fentanyl overdose. Like, that's going to help a heat illness at all. I mean, I don't know where this is. I imagine it's probably maybe like somewhere in the south or some shit. I had to just take a hunch.
Oh shit. He thinks it might be fucking fentanyl overdosing. But of course, fear not, they got Narcan.
Huh? Same?
This is yet another one of those things where I've just been, like, yelling about this for years at this point. That, like, fentanyl overdoses, it's like the Havana syndrome for cops. Havana syndrome is fake. Fentanyl overdoses from contact, like skin contact.
I wonder if anyone knows about Havana syndrome, because I'm kind of familiar about it. Because there was this whole thing, when was it? This is actually, I think, during, either at the very end of Obama's tenure or at the very beginning of Trump's tenure. I think it might have been during Trump's time, I think, at the very beginning. Like, so maybe I don't know, 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. And, like, straight up, like, a bunch of people, like, went to Havana, you know, for, like, some conference or some shit. I forgot what specifically. But a bunch of dignitaries, diplomats, and a bunch of people apparently got sick, you know, very, you know, significantly. And reported hearing, like, an odd noise, you know, emanating throughout the building, you know, where they legit were just like, oh, you know, we don't know what this is, and we're getting sick, so there must be, like, some secret, you know, like, thing making us sick. Like a weapon, you know, like, that's intentionally making us sick or something. And that's where Havana syndrome came from. If I understand correctly, that's pretty much what it is, and there's no evidence for it. Like, and if anything, there's worse some recordings, because, you know, when some people notice it, decide to record it a little bit, and when you trace the audio back, at least when you, like, think about, like, you know, what might be in the area, potentially, there's, you know, well, crickets, you know, like, there's, you know, crickets that obviously emanate a lot of, you know, very loud noises that were actually pretty reminiscent and very similar to the ones that were heard. So that, if anything, they probably misconstrued, you know, whatever sickness, which it probably might have gotten, like, you know, some other illness, but, you know, they attributed, you know, the placebo of hearing this, you know, background noise from crickets and shit, and, you know, feeling sick and stuff, into this, like, you know, Havana syndrome hysteria that happened for a minute. And it still happens occasionally, you know, every now and then. Because whenever, like, some dignitary or, like, a few of them end up getting sick or some shit, which, you know, like, the idea of someone catching a cold and then that spreads, like, that never happens. So it's like, you know, because of, like, you know, something like that happens, they now attribute it as, like, oh, it's Havana syndrome. And when it's like, are you sure it ain't just a fucking common cold or something there, buddy? Like, I mean, you know, because when you have a bunch of people and, you know, gathered together, especially when they're from different parts of, you know, from an area, you know, like, and, like, I mean, the chances of someone potentially, you know, getting sick is probably high. You know, someone who's, like, inoculated, or not inoculated, but, like, incubated with, like, you know, cold or some shit, and then intentionally not knowing that, spreads it around to other people who are not, you know, like, protected or able to fend that off, are probably going to get sick. And because of that, you know, that happens. I mean, you know, it's like, and they just, you know, it's one of those things where it's just attributed to something else when it's really not that, where it's actually something else. Just like in this case, like with cops thinking, you know, fentanyl's, like, you know, causing these overdoses of cops, when that's just not the case at all. Like, I mean, with this dude, I mean, it's heat illness, and with a lot of other cops, it could, you know, it's probably other shit. And likely, if anything, it probably is heat illness, you know, for, you know, a good chunk of these cases. I know for this one, I could tell that it is.
Fake, okay? It's not real, it's fucking fake. And yet, for some weird reason, because the media keeps covering it like it's fucking real all the time, and I do feel the tide shifting a little bit, maybe marginally, there are always people in the chat that try to defend its legitimacy. And I don't know why they do it, but I've been saying this probably for, what, 30 years now? Since this kind of stuff became, like, really, really popular. And there's still motherfuckers in here that are like, nah, man, you don't get it, dog, it's real to me.
I mean, he's not, like, obviously high or anything. He just seems, like, really winded and, like, needs to rest, which is a symptom of heat illness. Just seems like it's just kind of sitting there.
Oh my god. Every time this conversation happens, we talk about transdermal skin contact patches, and we have already covered this a million times over. It's most of the time panic attacks induced by mass hysteria, okay? Especially because the symptoms resemble a panic attack in most of the cases, and not a fentanyl overdose. That's number one. Number two, transdermal skin patches have, like, micro tears, if I'm not mistaken, and also work over a prolonged period of time. It doesn't immediately enter your blood and fucking kill you, and that's still a patch.
I mean, it's like how fucking nicotine patches work, right? Like, it's a patch that... Hey, Zukov, god damn. Like, it's basically a patch that, like, you know, works, you know, over a long period of time, where it eventually, slowly but surely, you know, like, releases the doses, you know, like, over a certain amount of time, like 4 hours or some shit. Okay, what the fuck is he barking about? Hold on. What is your deal? Door's open. There ain't no one out here. What are you barking about? I think you're fine. I think you're just being a freak. Quit being a freak. Will you stop being a freak? Alright, Dios mío, doggo. Anyway, like I was saying though, like, I mean, it's basically like, you know, I mean, these whole transdermal, like, you know, drug patches, I mean, this is just like how a lot of patches are in a way. Like, I mean, I know there's, like, you know, like I said, I mean, there's, like, nicotine patches that, you know, work just like this. I mean, like, I mean, it's just how that works. Like, I mean, if you have it, you know, attached to you, or even if it, like, you know, graces your skin, or, like, it, you know, it accidentally gets on you and you take it off, and, you know, like, seconds after, there's not enough time for that to like get into you to where it could affect you at all. Like, I mean, because it takes a while for that shit to slowly but surely absorb into your skin, but also like, you know, to travel into your bloodstream and shit. Like, there's a whole process to it. And so, I mean, that's the reason why a lot of people try to use like nicotine patches as a way to like, you know, kick off of cigarettes and shit. Because instead of like having like, you know, their like, you know, smoke breaks and shit, they'll just have the patch where like, you know, when they normally would take those breaks, like it kind of gives them a dose of nicotine and shit where they don't really feel that urge to want to go outside to smoke or something. I mean, they might have the habit of wanting to do that still, but you know, that's something that they could probably at least break, you know, when it comes to mentally. But at least when it comes to the genuine addiction part, like the patch helps, you know, alleviate that to where it doesn't make it such a like, I gotta go outside to smoke. You know, so it's, you know, like, it's one of those things where it just, it's not, it doesn't affect you in the way that, I guess, cops think it does, you know, and it does, media, and, you know, people buying the idea that this shit, you know, it affects you, like, as soon as it touches you, like, all of it suddenly absorbs into you. It's like, that's not how it works.
A formula to penetrate.
And also, like, you know, most of the times, you know, these cops, you know, find fentanyl potentially, you know, in some drug bust or some stop or something like that. It's not in patch form. So, you know, even if that is the case, let's say that it is, you know, chances are at that point it's probably because it was a prescription that they might have, you know, taken or something. Or whatever the fuck, right? Like, so it's, you know, if that's the case, then, like, still, it would be a prescribed medical dose, you know, maybe one that would get them high, obviously, potentially, but, you know, they would have to be wearing it the entire fucking time, you know, like, they couldn't just, like, wear it for 30 seconds and then they're good and take it off, and now they're all doozy up on fent, like, this, again, because that's not how that shit works.
Skin. It's not the same as like, oh, fentanyl blew in my direction. Today we interviewed that deputy. He described what he felt at the time. I looked at the sweater, and at that point it must have been exposed to what I believe was fentanyl. Immediately after I felt the effects of it I became inert.
While conducting the search of the vehicle, I noticed a blue sweater on the floorboard of the vehicle. I lifted the sweater, and at that point I must have been exposed to what I believe to be fentanyl.
Fuck off. Like, whatever, dude. Nah, you were like, it was probably hot as fuck that day, and you know, hold on, where is this? Like, does it even it doesn't show. God damn it, I still want to know. Like, but like, it was probably hot as fuck that day, and you were probably sweating and like hot as hell, and you're like, man, you know, like, this kind of sucks. Probably didn't drink enough water to keep yourself hydrated, and you start, you know, feeling the heat illness while you're going for this fucking search of the car. And because you thought, or maybe they did, and you just, you know, like, put whatever heat illness that you're feeling onto the idea that, you know, the fent, you know, just being exposed to it apparently is what caused it. It's like bullshit, dude. Like, come on. It's just so fucking obvious. It doesn't even seem like he's, like, that traumatized. Like, yeah. He just kind of seems like whatever about it. I mean, it's like, man, if that was, like, fent, you would probably be like, fuck, dude. Like, you kind of have this look of, like, shit, that was really fucking insane. I was traumatized from that a little bit. Like, there would be kind of like this look. He just kind of looks like, yeah. Just kind of looks like, yeah, whatever. I kind of knew that wasn't fent. Whatever. I'm just going to tell him the story. You just want your little 15 minutes of fame, you fuckwit. Like, fuck off, pig. Like, go on.
Fentanyl. Immediately after I felt the effects of it, I became inert. I was there, but I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel my legs. I was dizzy. My head was hurting. My back.
That sounds like some signs of heat illness there, buddy. I felt that way before, and I know how it feels. It sucks. That's why you drink a bunch of water and rest up for a second, and usually you'll start feeling better after a while. Like, I mean, that's how you treat that there, dude. Like, it's kind of, like, I mean, just seeing the short little burst of the video of him, you know, being on fent or whatever, like, it was pretty fucking obvious for me. Like, yeah, the dude just was, you know, like, overheated, probably didn't drink enough water and stuff like that, and just, you know, attributed it to fent because he wanted his little 15 minutes of fent because he knows that's, like, the biggest hysteria right now with these stupid pigs.
was off.
There's a way to garner sympathy.
Yeah, they never also test their blood for fentanyl afterwards, which should tell you everything you need to know about at least the authorities.
That too. You notice that, by the way? They never test their fucking blood or anything. Like, they give them the Narcan shit during body camps. Like, what? They don't get EMS services to test their blood and see if they actually are high on fent, and maybe see if they actually are, sick from that, or maybe something else. Kind of curious how that happens to never be any factor in any of these stories whatsoever. Just kind of interesting. Here, I'm going to get my dog some water really quick. Speaking of water, he needs to be hydrated.
Contact overdose.
You need some hydration, don't you?
From such brief exposure. Just last week, LA Mayor Karen Bass took heat for saying touching fentanyl can kill you. Toxicologists and medical experts pushed back hard. What? Shouts out to Karen Bass for being a cop. That was very cool. Thank you, Karen Bass. Maybe it's a conspiracy. Maybe the hundreds of thousands of doctors, if not millions of doctors globally, the millions of EMTs, the millions of nurses in the United States of America or all around the world are lying.
Yeah, like the idea that, like, oh yeah, just merely touching it. Like, if that's the case, then, like, you know what? Touching this weed should immediately get me high. It's like, oh, I'm touching a bud. Oh, I must be getting immediately high off of that now. It's like, oh, I touched, a tobacco plant. I must, get a nicotine buzz off of that. I touched a crack rock. I must be getting high off crack now. Like, I mean, it's just such dumb fucking logic. Like, the only time that works is if you have, like, an acid tab, okay? Like, that's the only time it fucking works. Or one of those fucking patches, alright? Like, this is bullshit. Or maybe one of those, like, THC creams, like, an ointment or something. But beyond those things, like, this is such bullshit.
Getting contact high on the regular, on the job, and they're like, dude, cops are such pussies, they're fucking the bag. For the rest of us, we love getting contact high from all the fentanyl that we use in medical settings. Now, another problem here, of course, is that these EMTs are on the same crime scene as the cops are. But because all of the EMTs are druggies who love contact high from fentanyl, that have developed an immunity for fentanyl from years and years of drug abuse, that they are the ones who are not getting high from the same exact fent. They're not overdosing. They just have tolerance. There's no doubt fentanyl can be deadly when ingested, but myths about exposure overdoses have run rampant over the past few years. In December, CNN looked at how fears about contact overdoses spin out of control. After the interview with the deputy, we went to the experts. A paramedic with Bell Ambulance told us, a contact won't really mess with us. We are mostly concerned about patient's airway and breathing.
A contact won't really mess with us, but we are mostly just concerned about that patient's airway and breathing, getting them to a safe space and giving them Narcan as soon as we can.
So basically a typical answer for an EMS worker. Like, yeah, whatever contact happens to us, we don't give a shit as long as that, like, the patient's airways are good and they're breathing and we can get them Narcan and, they're all good and blah, blah, blah. Which, good shit. Nice. Like, which also kind of goes in the face of this whole, like, cops ODing off fent fucking fiasco, by the way. Like, if EMS workers who treat people who are, like, overdose on fent, which thus are gonna be exposed to it, like, wouldn't these motherfuckers be dropping like flies? Wouldn't all these EMS workers and doctors and nurses be dropping like flies, because they're treating people that, might have fentanyl not just in their system, but maybe on them? So... Like, this kind of flies in the whole fucking face of it. That's why it's just a bullshit hysteria thing. I mean, it's just basically a way to, like, try to make, victims of the cops and be like, oh, look how victimized they are. And it's like, bullshit, for one. And for two, it's just like, I mean, it's just a way for them, to, really try to gain that sympathy. It's like, oh, see? Feel bad for us. While we, like, beat down your doors and, like, do civil asset forfeiture and, like, shoot people that run away from us. Or don't fucking, like, obey our orders to the exact fucking T with a deadly version of Simon Says.
Let's say the routine contact is not really concerning, but just to that hand-to-hand contact, even if you touch the powder, it's not going to do much. You can brush it right off and put gloves on, and you'll be okay.
Duh. No shit. It's like if you were handling, like, powdered coke. Like cocaine. It's like, if you accidentally touch some on your hand, just brush it off and blow it off your hand and wash it off and put a glove on, you'll be fine. Like, I mean, it's the same fucking premise.
for you to overdose on fentanyl, or for us to overdose on fentanyl as first responders, would be if it were aerosolized, if somehow they had powder and it got into our mucosal membranes, in our mouth, eyes, nose, somewhere like that. But just that hand-to-hand contact, even if you touch the powder, it's not going to do much. You can brush it right off and put gloves on and you'll be okay.
Also connected with toxicology.
Duh. I mean, she kind of mentioned if, like, you know, like, if it happened to be in the air, that might do something, but that's if, like, the powder's, like, pluffed up in the air and there's, like, a little cloud of it, right? Like, I mean, in that case, sure, that might maybe do something if you just, like, go, you know, and just, like, you know, just, like, inhale that shit. Then, obviously, yeah, it's going to start doing some shit to you. Like, but if it's just on your hands and, you know, just happen to, you know, gets on your skin or something, that ain't going to do shit. Which... wow, shocker. Duh.
Dr. Ryan Marino. By the way, it doesn't matter. There has been countless amounts of coverage dedicated to how big of a lie this is, and it doesn't matter, okay? Propaganda is too powerful. It does not matter. You can never convince these fucking hogs that they're not dying of fentanyl overdoses nonstop. It's so stupid, dude.
Oh my god. You know, it kind of reminds me in a weird way, I guess in the other way around, with like how like anti-vaxxers are, you know what I mean? It's like you will never, it's like a lot of them you can't really convince that, you know, like it's a good thing. Just as much as you really can't convince these cops that they're not dying from fentanyl. It's like, bruh, I mean, like, it just run, like, everything about the actual, like, real world and the fucking facts of the data about all that just flies in your fucking face every way till Sunday. And it's like, nah, gonna wait my slack dollar self say nah. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, come on, man.
There's a lib cop. He originally thought he could OD from contact because the cop...
Whoops.
And I showed him proof that it's bullshit, and at least now he's on board that it's bullshit. You should have showed him one of my videos laughing at cops overdosing. One of the many compies that are out there of me just laughing at cops.
Well, you know what? They're not actually overdosing, so I grant the pass.
Overdosing on fentanyl. One of the other genetic markers of a cop is being around fentanyl. It kills you. You die immediately. Just very...
I remember this video. Dude, yeah. That's one of the side effects of being a cop. If you're around fentanyl, you just immediately overdose and die. Unless you get Narcan, like, right then and there, you just die. That's one of the secrets that they don't tell you about being a cop. One of the scary things, man. True shit.
The exposure and his reaction to it was almost instant.
A couple seconds later, he took some steps back and he collapsed.
Again, this feels like another instance of heat illness. Like he, pretty much damn near had a heat stroke. Like he passed out. Like, you know, he was like, you know, probably another time where with all of this fucking gear and all this other shit, probably overheated and just like, oh, got so lightheaded he just fucking collapsed. Like, this is another video where I could tell that this is likely heat illness again. Like, I mean, and maybe not because it's like over ungodly hot as fuck or something, but, you know, maybe like, you know, 80 some degrees, like maybe damn near in the 90s almost, maybe like high 80s some shit. But because they have all that fucking gear on them, that adds on to the weight and also kind of insulates more heat and traps heat in them. Like, especially when they're, you know, donut munchers, when they're big boys, you know, and they got like an extra 20 pounds worth of gear on their ass. So it's like, that's gonna, you know, make them sweat more, make them more heated up and shit in comparison to me just wearing like a hoodie or some shit, right? Like I ain't wearing a bunch of fucking gear, I'm just wearing regular clothes. Like, I ain't gonna get overheated like you would, like if I'm just doing my shit day to day. So it's like, I mean, you know, at a certain point, like, you're going to get overheated. Like, and I don't think these motherfuckers drink enough water, honestly. I guarantee you that's what's going on. They don't take care of enough of their health while they're, like, on the job necessarily by having, like, a little bit of water or, you know, something like that, or even, like, a Powerade or something, or a Gatorade or some shit. You know, just something like that, you know, because if they just had something like that they're sipping on throughout the day, like, instead of just munching on donuts and coffee all the fucking time, like, then, you know, they probably would not be passing out from heat illnesses and then attributing it to fentanyl. They might actually probably not, like, you know, have this happen. Just a thought. Hold on, we gotta play that back. Hold on.
Instant.
Hold on.
Instant.
A couple seconds later, he took some
The two of his songs laughing at once is a little freaky, but awesome.
back and he collapsed.
Bonk. Okay, dude, this was the initial reaction. Dude. Oh my god, I love it.
He just fucking with his arms up. Yo, that's.
He like T-poses and then just falls.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God, we live in such a stupid nation. Officer down!
Officer down!
Oh, this was a ridiculous story.
We turn now.
You know, I don't think we ever talk about this whole World Cup, like, coach kissing this lady or some shit. I saw this initially and I just kind of didn't give a fuck about it afterwards, because I was like, I know, like, the whole, like, kissing on the cheeks and stuff like that, and, like, kissing on the mouth. So, like, I know sometimes that's seen as, like, you know, like, not an inherently sexual thing, you know, and shit. Like, you know, how some people be like, you know, will greet people with, like, the, you know, like, smooches on the cheek type of thing. I mean, like, so initially I was like, I don't know, it doesn't seem super fucked up, but then, like, I heard a little bit later that it's like, apparently the lady that had it happened to was actually like, no, I didn't like that was fucked up. So I was like, oh, okay, well, obviously that was not cool, so not right, never mind, you know. So obviously it wasn't just some cultural thing or some shit, you know, and that wasn't the case. And I didn't really hear anything else after that. I didn't know what really the fuck happened from this, so yeah, I'm kind of curious to actually see if was there an update from this or something, because I mean, it like, I don't know, like, how to feel about it, honestly. Like, if she didn't like it, then, yeah, I'm on her side and being like, yeah, well, don't do that. Like, what the fuck? Like, if she didn't want it, don't do it. Like, I mean, if anything, let her, you know, enact on the action first. You know, let her be like the one type of thing, because then she's the one letting you know, like, it's cool. Like, I mean, it's like, I mean, if she didn't care, then I'd say what the fuck ever, but obviously she did, you know, so, yeah, why'd you do it, bro? Probably should have, like, you know, chilled off a little bit. I know it's exciting, y'all, like, won the game or whatever the fuck, and you were happy and all this and that, but chill, bro. Know if it's okay to do that, you know what I mean?
Head of the Spanish Soccer Federation
I didn't really cover this that much, but, like, this is such an insane story. I mean, here, let's just look at it real quick. And then I'll get to Oliver Anthony.
After he kissed a player on the lips after Spain won the Women's World Cup last week, Ariel Rusha is here with that. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, Rebecca. So many.
Whoa, dude, that's actually a full-on embrace. That's how it went? The picture I saw, it kind of showed him, like, holding the shoulders, like, I mean, being like, yeah, you know, and did the smush thing. Like, that's a full fucking, like, embracement thing going on there, dude. Whoa. No wonder she felt uncomfortable, bro. Okay, that explains it, actually. Like, he went a little too hardcore about that. Bro. Like, just do, like, the, yes, hello, woo, you know, grab the shoulder thing, and ma, yeah, you know, just do that thing. What the fuck is this? Bro, whoa. That is way, like, that's, like, all up in the no-no squares. Like, that is, like, the entirety of what you're doing is a no-no square thing. Don't do this. What are you doing? Stop it. you fucking creep. Oh, my God. Man, okay, at least, you know, when I initially heard about this story, like, apparently there's different pictures, you know, with, like, different frames of the whole thing, and the one I saw, it didn't look as bad as this. Apparently, at least, you know, it went to a full-on, like, he probably went, like, yeah, you know, like, just, like, dude, he just went full smooch fest, dude, like, holy shit, bro, not cool, dude. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, you deserve to get called out for this a little bit. This ain't like, you know, some traditional, like, oh, yes, you know, it's just like, you know, smoosh on the cheek thing, you know, for celebration or respect or whatever the fuck, you know, it's like, this ain't it. What are you doing? Like, oh my God, whoa.
Sports world talking about this. The uproar marring what should have been a week of celebration for Spain's national team. Just 8
Doggo. Doggo. It's a neighbor that is doing that shit. You don't have to worry about it. They've been working on, like, a car outside, okay? They've been doing that all fucking day, actually, so don't worry about it. God. I'm actually surprised they're still not done.
on top of the sports world after their historic win. Now, several key coaches and players are refusing to work, calling on FIFA to oust Luis Rubiales. This morning, Spain's soccer chief suspended for 9.
Oh my god, he kind of looks a little, hold on. Yeah, let's go back a second.
Refusing to work, calling on FIFA to oust Luis Rubiales. This morning...
Dude, this guy... I feel like he's got bodies in the closet, you know what I'm saying? This guy looks like he might be like a Jeffrey Dahmer of Spain, you know what I mean? Like... that guy looks a little sus. He looks like a dude that has bodies hiding in like his basement.
Soccer chief suspended for 90 days over this moment on women's soccer's most prestigious stage.
What is this? What are you doing? Just grabbing the head? Yeah, like, let me grab your head and like whoa, dude, what are you doing? Bruh. Bro, and this is a different chick. He did this with multiple chicks. Like, he did this with the whole team. Oh my god, dude, why, dude? Why, bro? What is wrong with you? Dude, you got bodies in your closet, man. You are hiding corpses in your closet, in your basements. I guarantee you your fucking lampshades are made out of human skin and flesh. Like, you are a freak, bro. What the fuck?
Rubiales kissing Spain star Jenny Hermoso on the lips after her team's World Cup victory, an act she says was unwanted. And immediately...
No shit. Yeah, seeing like the full shit now? Yeah. I dig that. I agree. Like, I always saw like a, like a passing headline over it, and the picture that had it as was like basically like a misconstrued frame where it showed him like holding the shoulders like in the middle of like the hug and shit. Like, it wasn't like all that other crazy shit. Like, it was like, whoa. I mean, what the fuck, man? What a freak.
Spread calls for his resignation.
Yeah, probably deserves it.
Rubiales, defiant, refusing to step down.
No voy a dimitir.
He's like, it's my God-given right to sexually assault women. Like,
Spain, you need to get your shit together. And in fact, I have every right to make fun of you, as far as I give a shit. Like, because y'all had the most inbred fucking royal king rule you at one point. To the point where he was so inbred and so sterile because of that, he had to have a little bag, a potato sack over his fucking head for women to even try to fuck him. And he couldn't even do that. So, fuck off, Spain. You're honestly worse than England when it comes to the Habsburg jaw shit. So, just on that virtue alone. What was it, like King Charles or some shit, or whatever the fuck? I don't know or care what his name was. He was like literally the most inbred fucking Habsburg jawed, sterile fucking yo motherfucker you would ever meet. And he's all that pure blood. He's that pure Spaniard blood, what? Yeah, well, how far did that fucking get you? How far did that get your empire? Like, give me a break. Oh, and also you did a bunch of rape, genocide, and basically we're one of the early, prodigies of, colonialism in the Americas, so you can also go fuck yourself, Spain, for that. So, fuck you, Spain. I have the same disdain for you as about Britain at this point, so... Like, I mean, you're pretty much like like an Alibaba version of Britain. Like, you wish that you were like, the empire that, like the God would never let, the sun set on. Because they never would trust an Englishman in the dark. Apparently God trusted you enough to let you set in the dark, I guess. So, the Englishmen, no. But at least for you guys, I guess so. Though, I feel like God probably, had a few things wrong on that one. Weirdly enough, I would trust Englishmen more than Spaniard when it came to imperialism and colonialism, at least. Because the atrocities that came with Columbus, Cortez, and all these other, conquistadors and shit, were abhorrently fucked up. To the point where even some of the royalty and some of the populace in Spain thought it was fucked up. So, yeah. Kind of looking to use Spain for some of this shit, and you got a lot of skeletons in your closet. That's kind of why I think this guy's hiding fucking bodies in his closet. It's like, cause guess what? You represent something that is hiding shit in his closet. Oh, and by the way, there's Francisco Franco, the fascist that literally ruled over Spain with a military junta for fucking over 2 generations. So yeah, there's that too. I mean, honestly, Spain's got a pretty dark fucking history, so I think it's definitely meritable to get fucked on a little bit. At least just enough of England. We'll do American independence on your ass too. Don't think we're looking at you thinking, oh, you're all peach keen. I'll do American Revolution 2 Electric Boogaloo on your ass too. Once we're done with England.
Italy's been getting too much sexual assault coverage.
I'm gonna get my tricorn hat on again at this point anymore. I keep going with this.
Okay? It's just we gotta make our own brand out here in the world. It's fucked up.
Saying repeatedly, I'm not going to resign. Spain's soccer federation standing by its embattled chief, even threatening legal action against Hermoso.
So, this football organization, or soccer organization, whatever the fuck, and the coach is like, nah, fuck this. We're it's fine. Really? Are you fucking kidding me?
Her of lying over the incident.
Lying? What do you mean fucking lying? How is she lying? What? Oh, okay. How in the fuck is she lying, dude? She's it literally happened. He did that, and she didn't want that. And she was pressured because she's got cameras, she's in public, she's got the whole stadium watching her, so she didn't want to fucking freak out and be like, stop it, whatever. She was pressured into being in that situation, and she didn't want to. How is she lying? What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
That's so funny that literally every single person saw it. Every single person saw it, and they're like,
it was on international television in a fucking stadium. How is she lying? Oh my god. Oh my god, these people are insane. Alright, fuck you, Spain. Officially fuck you guys. Oh my god, you are freaks. What the fuck? Oh, you know what? Another thing I just thought about. Those weird little, parades that they do where they, have the, run of the bulls or whatever the fuck, and then they literally slaughter and gut those fucking bulls alive and kill them once they're done with them. Where people run away and, charge at these bulls, to make them run down these streets and shit. I mean, we've seen those different videos of people getting impaled and gored by that shit. Which I have no sympathy for the humans, by the way. And honestly, as far as I'm concerned, the bulls that do that are just trying to, rank up a high score before they get killed. Rank up that KD ratio, bulls. Base bulls, rank up that high KD ratio because, as far as I'm concerned, they're gonna fucking slaughter you and gut you alive and, make you fucking beef to be sold on the market anyway. So, hey, get a high KD ratio while you're at it. Do what the orcas are doing. The orcas are doing some, shit and rising up. So, I think it would be a good idea.
You don't understand, it was actually warranted and super well received, actually. It doesn't matter what you think about it.
But now, nearly all of Spain's World Cup winning coaches and players resigning or refusing to play until Rubiales is gone. Many in the soccer world coming together to support Hermoso. Players from Spanish men's club Cadiz displaying a banner saying in Spanish, "We are all with Jenny." And
nice. Honestly, it's good to see those men's and women's sports, kind of cross boundaries like that. Because, like, honestly, like, it's way too often, and I guarantee you this is the reason why this is happening. Like, it's way too often that women's sports are pretty much, like, undermined 8 fast ways till Sunday in comparison to men's sports. Which are not really any different, obviously. This is football. Or soccer. In America, as, you know, we like to know it here. And, it's no different. The fact that, like, it's a women's sports team versus a men's sports team is really... The only difference is the fact of the players playing the game. That's it. Like, and the fact that they're women playing the game instead of men. So that's the only major factor. So it's still the same fucking game. And, you know, and luckily, at least, you know, these men, you know, recognize, you know, that genuine systemic kind of misogynistic bullshit, you know, and are standing with her on this one. And being like, hey, this is bullshit, it's fucked up, you know, she shouldn't have to go for that, because I wouldn't want to go for that shit myself, and no one else should. I don't care if it's a woman or not, you know, and I'm genuinely glad that they're standing up for that. Like, you know, because you don't really see that often. I mean, you really don't see, like, enough solidarity with with women's sports on a genuine level. Because you hear about it, at least in America, from conservatives, you know, freaking the fuck out about, like, how there's, like, you know, oh, we need to care about women's sports because trans people, you know, might be in it. And, you know, and before that, they didn't give fuck one about women's sports. If anything, they just used that as a way to misogynistically oogle at women's, you know, booties and ass, you know, and titties and shit. Like, I mean, like, that's basically it. Like, they only were, you know, interested in women's sports just for their bodies, and that was it. Like, you know, so now that, you know, the potentiality of a trans woman, you know, being, you know, in those sports might jeopardize the fact that, you know, they can't oogle at a woman's body, you know, objectively. Because that might be a man's body deep down or some shit, some stupid bullshit that they believe. So, it all comes down to that. You know, they don't give a fuck about any of this shit. And at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, you know, to see, like, people, and even within men's sports and within that, like, culture and the community and shit, to actually genuinely stand up for that, it's actually kind of a nice change.
American soccer star Alex Morgan posting on social media, "I'm disgusted by the public actions of Luis Rubiales. I stand by Jenny Hermoso and the Spanish players." The controversy stirring up long-standing frustration over what many female soccer players around the globe consider a pervasive culture of harassment, unwanted advances.
It's the easiest slam dunk of all.
Yeah, I wonder why. Probably because there's a misogynistically, like, systemic issue when it comes to, you know, how, you know, the system perceives, you know, women's sports. Wonder if it has something to do with that.
I mean, I still see people defending it because of it being in the heat of the moment, missing the whole point of consent. Sorry, it was an accidental heat.
Wait, hold on. I want to read that. It's the easiest slam dunk of all time, and I still see people defend it because it's being in the heat of the moment, missing the whole point of consent. Well, yeah, I agree with that, I guess. Yeah, because the whole, yeah, even, like, yeah, because even I was saying from earlier, even if it's in the heat of the moment, like, have a fucking boundary, bro. Have a boundary. Like, seriously. Like, goddamn, it ain't that hard. Like, hug, you know, you can hug the players. I mean, having, like, the, you know, little smooches on the cheek and, you know, like, giving the handshakes and maybe, like, a side hug and something like that. You know, like, there's ways where that can be fine. But what the fuck you were doing was way beyond that. Like, that was like some crazy weird, like, moment to, like, you know, basically justify, like, his passion over the, you know, women that, you know, he perceived, you know, and shit. Because he was basically using that as an opportunity to objectify them. And basically be like, oh, yes, and I have an opportunity to where I can, like, you know, get close with them. Which is really fucking freaky and really weird. Like, it was a way, you know, for him to get close with them and, like, you know, like, get close to their bodies, in a sense. Because, realistically, he wants to be with them. You know, like, and all of them probably all at the same time. Like, he probably has, like, some weird sexual fantasy in his mind. And he thought, this is the closest I can get to it, so I'm taking my chance. Like, he's a fucking freak, dude. Like, it's some freaky shit. Like, that dude is a creep.
It being in the heat of the moment, missing the whole point of consent. Sorry, it was an accidental heat of the moment sexual assault. You know what I mean? It just kind of happened.
And tolerated.
Yeah, that sexual assault I did, it just happened, bro. I didn't mean to do it. It was just all my bad. It was the heat of the moment, bro. Yeah, like that's gonna buy, you know, in court.
In the sport.
Coming to grips with the misogyny and the sexism.
Please tell chatters that because he's European, it doesn't give him the right to violate a woman's consent. I don't think you understand.
Duh?
And the chatters are making jokes. That's called making a joke. Like, every single person here understands what happened is, like, clearly unacceptable. It is so unacceptable, and yet that's kind of what the argument that institutions are making. That's why we're making a mockery of said institutions and saying, oh no, I'm not perverted, I'm just Italian. Kind of like what Andrew Cuomo said.
That has been rampant in soccer, whether it's Spain or so many other countries, and they're saying enough.
What's to say? See a lot of people trying to defend the Spanish Cups by saying, oh, but he's Spanish, kissing his culture there. Did you all forget that the player who said it was okay is also Spanish? And listen, I'm married into a French family. I'm familiar with the kissing thing. Kissing in the mouth is not tradition here. Yeah, it's not the mouth. It's the cheeks. Like, I mean, you know, when it comes to, like, some greetings in European, at least when it comes to, like, you know, very civil, formal, decorum style, like, things, it's on the cheek, not the fucking mouth, the cheek. Like, I mean, and usually, you know, sometimes it's, like, you know, just one peck on the side, and sometimes it's on both. I mean, but that's usually, and the thing is, it's a peck. It's kind of like, like kind of a handshake, you know, kind of grabbing the shoulders, kind of like, you know, formal, like, platonic, like, you know, kind of hug and, handshake, you know, it's a formality. Like, what the fuck that guy was doing was none of that at all. None of it was formality shit. Like, you know, or, you know, respect or decorum or any of that. Like, it was the exact opposite. I mean, like, because there certainly is a fucking difference between, like, a traditional cultural, like, you know, greeting or, like, you know, sign of respect or celebration or whatever the fuck versus, like, overt just an excuse, you know, to do some sexual harassment. And realistically, honestly, just some straight sexual assault. I mean, the dude sexually assaulted these chicks. I mean, you know, it's not like, you know, harassment. I mean, it was physical. Harassment's verbal shit. You know, like, I mean, this right here is just overt physical, like, assault type of shit.
And FIFA saying Rubiales' suspension is an initial period of 90 days pending the disciplinary proceedings opened against him after a now deleted social media post accusing Hermoso of lying. Spain's soccer governing body is holding an emergency meeting later today to discuss any further action against Rubiales. And guys, protest.
Surely someone's out there being brave and defending this bald fuck. You know what I mean? Surely. Oh, wait, that's right. It's Luis Rubiales' mother who has...
Oh, my God, his own mom? Of course. Oh, my sweet boy would never do no wrong. He's an angel. Oh, fuck you. Oh, my God, you old hag. God damn.
On hunger strike, which is fucking awesome.
Wait. She's on. Wait, hold on. Is she on a hunger strike? Is she on a Wait. Is she on a hunger strike over there? Wait, no, what?
Oh, wait, that's right. It's Luis Rubiales' mother, who has gone on hunger strike, which is fucking awesome.
Why? Why would she go on a hunger strike? What, so people shut the fuck up? Oh, I'm gonna go on hunger strike for my sweet little angel boy who did no wrong. Like, oh, see, oh, Dios mío. Like, you're gonna go on hunger strike so people shut the hell up? Like, that's not how it works. It should be the other way around. Like, huh? Oh my god, dude. Wow, dude, Spain, get your shit together. What the fuck is going on over there? Y'all okay over there? Hey, Spain, you okay, buddy? Y'all good? Y'all good over there? I was fucking on you earlier, but honestly, this is some true shit right here. This is not satire. You good? Y'all good over there? Are things okay?
Luis Rubiales has taken refuge in a church and is on a...
She's refugee in a church! Oh my god! Oh yeah, because, like, you know, the word of God is gonna certainly, you know, get you through this fucking ordeal, isn't it? Fucking weird religious kook.
strike. Oh, I'm doing fucking Italian. It's so hard for me not to do an Italian accent here. It's just like Angela's Behar says she's acting in protest.
Wait, hold on. She's acting in protest because
it's so hard for me not to do an Italian accent here. It's just like Angela's Behar.
Andres Behar says she is acting at the witch hunt against her son. Fuck you, how about that? Like, how about you continue your hunger strike and refuge in the church and see if God answers your prayers to make sure that you don't starve to death? How about that? Because evidently you're a dumb cunt, a religious kook, and your son's a misogynistic pig. So, why should I have any empathy for you? You piece of shit. Defending, like, overt misogyny. Would you want some weird old creep of an old man doing that to you, you old lady? Oh, you know? Then why are you fucking defending your son doing that? Oh, because he's an innocent little boy? Fuck off, cunt.
Says she's acting in protest. By the way, she's not acting in protest because she's like, my son needs to be punished. What the fuck's going on? She's acting in protest at the witch hunt against her son. Barcelona. Yeah, hunger strike is extra hard when you're talking about Spanish food, because Spanish food is good as fuck. You're not even...
Dude, true though. Alright, you know what, Spain? I will grant you that. Your food is fire as fuck. I love Spanish food. So, I'll grant you that.
Hunger strike in like England, okay? Like imagine being like a British person, like a British mother of a British soccer official or something, and being like, I'm doing a hunger strike.
I shall do a hunger strike, what? It's like, yeah, what are you missing out on? Beans on toast? Like bland, salty fish that is like gross as hell with like bland potatoes for like chips? Like, yo, wow, you're missing out on a lot of nutrition and sustenance with that hunger strike. I mean, my God, dude. At least in America, our versions of an English breakfast and, like, the beans on toast, even though we never do that because it's goddamn fucking a human rights violation, a war crime. Like, if we were to do it, though, and when it comes to, like, fish and chips, we're superior with that, okay? Like, we're America. Like, we're good with that. Alright? Like, we're superior with that shit. In fact, when it comes to seafood, like, outside of, frankly, Japan, like, and maybe, like, Vietnam or some shit, like, outside of those places, I dare you to name a country that does seafood better than America. Honestly, not even Scandinavia does it. Like, I mean, I know, like, a lot of their fucking food sources are, like, you know, from the sea. You know, that's in my blood, because I'm a Norwegian, Northern European mutt fuck. But, honestly, they don't do good. I mean, Iceland does it better because they have the fancy volcanic salts and all that shit. They kind of make up with that, you know, when it comes to everything. So they make up with all the cool salts and shit. With the volcanic salts and seasonings and that there's volcanic seasonings and salts fucking fire. Sometimes even literally, like, a little spicy, like, ooh. It's like, ooh, a little spice. You know, like, so, that should be fucking good. But, like, when it comes to just, like, Scandinavia broadly, though, it's bland as shit. I mean, not as bad as Europe, or, not Europe, but as the UK, but, oh my God, nah, I wouldn't be about that shit, fuck that. I'm sorry. But I just can't. Like, I mean, because you got, like, the Pacific Northwest. You got, like, the Cajun style. You got Tex-Mex seafood style. You know, when it comes to the Gulf and all that shit. You got, like, you know, Maine when it comes to lobster and shit up there. I mean, we just got seafood on lock. I mean, it's just kind of hard to debate that, in my opinion. Like, I mean, if you put Japan or like Vietnam or like, you know, any of these other places in the equation, you know what, then I would argue that there is genuinely a debate. But if we're talking about like Europe, then there's not even a debate to be had. There's not even a question on who's better. So,
That's me when I visit London, okay? And there's no immediate Indian food that I can consume. That's like, yeah. Whereas in Spain, it's very different.
Yeah, because that's the only thing England got going for it. Because their seafood sucks, they had to steal food from other cultured fucking societies like India and take their curry and shit. And then, like, appropriate it into weird Scottish shit like tikka masala. But at least tikka masala is okay. I mean, I'm okay with that. But, I mean... like, they have to steal shit from other people to make their food good. Like, that's how bad England is when it comes to their food. Okay? That's why we're superior with this shit. It's not even a debate. Especially when it comes to England. The only thing England has is their English breakfast. Beyond that, nothing. There ain't no shit. They ain't got no dog in that fight. That dog don't hunt in these woods. Their dog don't hunt in these woods. So, it's like, I mean, it might, every now and then, on the outer edges of it with their English breakfast, what. But beyond that, that dog would die in those woods. You know, it wouldn't be able to hunt, it would be hunted. So, it has to stay on the outskirts of those woods, because it won't be able to handle that shit.
Oh no, I'm not eating mushy fucking peas, yeah? Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, sick, dude.
I eat mushy letter beans and ketchup on the toast. Oh yes, that's right. That's nutritious and delicious, I say. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
In Spain, though, that's a whole different ball game.
Porque puede quedar enferma, pero es su madre, y quien es madre y sabe que está haciendo algo injusto y que lo están apaleando.
She could get sick. Then eat, bitch. Nobody said stop eating.
Is that it? Wait, hold on. Is this the mom?
I'm not eating
Porque puede quedar enferma, pero...
She could get... Wait. Oh, this is a cousin. This is like some bougie, rich, like, blonde, white suburbanite bitch that you would see in America who's a Karen. But it's just Spanish. She's just a Spaniard version of that. She could get sick, but she is his mother. And mothers know that ordering her son is being treated unfairly. No, he's not. Like, for one, fuck you. Oh my god, of course, dude. Of course, like, the family is defending this, bro. Of course they are.
Madre, y quien es madre y sabe que está haciendo algo injusto y que le están...
And it is being attacked. And it is no more murder to be fighting as she is to ask God that oh, this murder for her. Oh, yes, yes, you know.
She could get sick. Then eat.
I mean, my god. Like, God's gonna do anything for you. Oh my god, I hate these fucking weird religious freaks, dude. Hey, Spain, can you get over your Catholic, like, religious bullshit? Can you get over that? Can it not have a weird pedophilic grip on your society? Because the Catholic Church is basically like a gigantic international pedophile sex ring. Just fucking admit it. Like, it's time to stop. It's time to stop. Knock it off. Don't be like a diet Spaniard version of America with your weird religious foo-foo. Like, stop. Stop it.
Nobody said stop eating.
Yeah, keep eating and stop being a weird religious kook. Yeah, keep eating food. Be a proper American and eat some McDonald's or something.
She could be sick. I love this story so much. And it's exact, and it's normal for a mother as faithful as she is to ask God for help.
No, pues normal que la madre, con la fe que tiene, con la fe tan grande que tiene, pues le pide a Dios porque es que ya llega un momento que...
A point comes when you are overtaken with desperation and you don't know where else to look but God. I don't know, maybe you could just admit the fact that he was wrong and he should admit that and apologize and, you know, hold himself accountable. Maybe he could do that. How about that? That's a good idea, right?
Desesperación ya no sabes ni a dónde agarrarte. Lógico, no tengo ni idea, no lo sé.
I have no idea of how long she'll stay inside. I don't know. I know as much as you. Wait, so this like Louise Rubiales guy, like, his mom is, like, gone insane, basically. And is, like, held herself refuge in a church. Refuses to eat. She's just gonna starve and die in that church, is she? That's what's gonna happen. Like, she's just gonna, like, be in some hysterical fucking fit in that church and just, like, slowly but surely starve to death. That's probably what's gonna happen. What a pathetic way to die. That is so sad. Over the fact that your son was just being a misogynistic pig that could have just owned up to the fact that he was wrong, and he could apologize and maybe, you know, made some recompense and, you know, had some reprimands, you know, for what he did. I mean, I'm not saying you need to deserve prison and shit like that, but, you know, fuck, resigning and saying, hey, how else can I, you know, correct this wrong? Yeah, outside of resigning because I realized I fucked up. Like, I mean, you know, like, that would be probably the idea to go forward with this. I don't know about you. So, yeah. Seems like a good idea.
Sé lo mismo que tú, es mi tía, no sé, está ahí con mi madre.
She's the side of my... She's side there with my mother, and I have no clue how she'll say there or anything else. Wait, so you're the cousin, so obviously, you know, Rubiales' mom is not your mom, but your mom is also hanging out with her? Wait, so her mom is also in there. Is there, what? What? Is there multiple people doing this? It's not just his mom, but her mom too? What the fuck? Dude, this family is fucking crazy. Dude, their family are like full psychos. Oh my god. What the fuck? Holy shit. Dude, they're fucking crazy.
Mi madre, no tengo ni idea cuánto se va a quedar, cuánto, no lo sé, no te puedo contestar porque no tengo
Oh, her mom went in there too. Yeah, her mom went in there too. She probably fucking brought in a little snacky for her, okay? Don't fucking give me that shit. You know her ass is eating in there too, okay? They're gonna...
Dude, she probably is, honestly. Let's just, yeah. At least, you know, she's doing, you know, the whole, like, Jesus, you know, with the whole wine and daily bread bullshit. You know, where, like, she eats the bread and, like, the wine or whatever. She's getting some sustenance. Like, I don't think, you know, the people at that church are just gonna let her not eat.
Side, they're gonna see all the fucking communion food is you know, they went through all the wine, they went through all the fucking crackers, they ate all the Jesus's flesh.
Yeah, dude, they just like cannibalized Jesus with all those crackers, dude.
Eating the Jesus chips.
The Jesus chips?
Anyway, our boy, Chess Graham.
Oh, wow. Well, that guy is a pig dog, and his family are a bunch of religious quacks and nutballs, and fuck all of them. Wow. That whole, like, World Cup kissing thing, I did not realize how deep that fucking rabbit hole went, and fuck all of them. Wow. Holy shit. Damn. And that's not even everything. We got the hot... Oh, this is like the chess dude. So, apparently the whole anal vibrator thing where he was cheating, it's fake. He did not have a vibrator in his ass to cheat in, you know, in chess. It's bullshit. I mean, the thing is, he was just, you know, proven innocent, technically. That means that there possibly could be a chance that he actually is guilty. There just wasn't enough evidence to come out to show that. So, thus, there wasn't enough evidence to prove the guilt, but prove the innocence. So, that means that there is a possibility he still had a vibrator in his ass to cheat in that game. So, I still kind of believe that he did it. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Let him do it. You know what? Let our king, you know, like, vibrate his ass to victory, dude. To victory. is what I say.
Hans Niemann has been cleared of all cheating allegations and will return to chess.com. I want to point that out real quick. I don't know a lot of people care about this, or I don't know if they care.
I kind of do, because I actually do love chess. I don't really care about the tournament side of things, but I love chess. So if I do happen to hear about it, I am kind of interested in it, because I love chess. Dude, it's a fun game. I mean, for what it is, it's really fun. I love it. I mean, you know, it involves the brain a lot. It's a fun game. I love it so much. I mean, so I love hearing these little stories. You know, whenever there's like some interesting controversy about chess, I'm always there for it. So I'm interested. So, fuck you, Hassan. There's people like me that exist, you dick.
Or not, but let me tell you something. That's our boy right there. I've stood by him in spite of all the controversy. Okay? Dear chess community, we are pleased to report that we have reached an agreement with Hans Niemann to put our differences behind us and move forward together without further litigation. At this time, Hans has been fully reinstated to chess.com, and we look forward to his participation in our events.
Woo!
We also like to reaffirm that we stand by the findings in our October 2022 public report regarding Hans, including that we found no determinative evidence that he has cheated in any of the in-person games. We all love chess and appreciate all of the passionate fans and community members who allow us to do what we do. He still cheated online? Whatever, shut up. Magnus Carlsen.
Bullshit.
I acknowledge and understand Chess.com's report, including its statement that there is no determinative evidence in his game against me at Singfield Cup. I am willing to play Niemann in future events should we be paired together. Let me tell you something. Totally exonerated. Hans Newman, baby. Cleared. Where is the MAGA mail on this one? I remember there was a dick rider who was bouncing off of Magnus Carlsen's dick. Another extremely common MAGA male L. Hans Newman did everything right, and they indicted him. Okay, let's go. I never understood the allegation. Like, is there supposed to be another better player remotely directing him through anal beads? Why wouldn't they just play as themselves then? No, the anal bead thing was like...
I mean, the whole idea is that, like, if I remember, like, the whole idea is that somebody with, like, in, like, the logistics of, like, the whole, like, game, basically, or the whole tournament, like, had to, like, you know, who would have, like, insider knowledge, basically, you know, who, you know, would have been buddies with them, and was given, or at least, you know, was bribed or something, you know, to potentially give information to him. And by doing so, you'd still like a Bluetooth, like, anal vibrator of some sort, you know, to do so. That's the theory and the claim. Well, at least in this case, the anal beads is the vibrator in this way. And, like, the thing is, like, I mean, the one reason why I think, obviously, like, all satire side is bullshit, is that I'm pansexual. I like, you know, as Freddie Mercury says, fucked and get fucked. I like to fuck and get fucked. So, if there were some sensations going on down there, you know what I'm saying? In the back end, I would be like, like, I mean, there would be like a little, like, there would be kind of like a little, you know, feeling going on. There would be like, you know, some certain, like, physical, shit happening where I'd be like, ooh. Yeah, like, I don't know if I'd be able to contain it personally. So it's like, I mean, maybe he, you know, he's like a champ where it's like, I am Medusa. I am nothing more than a stone wall to any sensation down there. You know, it's like you get the buzzing down there in his ass. It's like, nope. Nope. For me, it'd be like, whoa. It'd be like, whoa. So, I mean, for me, it would be obvious, but then again, I do enjoy it. So, I mean, you know, at least for this guy, maybe, you know, because he's not, he's like, yeah, maybe he kind of thinks otherwise. So, I don't know. Like, I mean, realistically, it's bullshit, but there's a part of me that canonically thinks that it is still real.
everybody hyper-focused on. They thought that he was using, like, someone was giving him directives from what a computer would do. Because the reality is that computers are just better than people at chess. Like, they're so much better. They make moves in anticipation of, like, 50 moves ahead that human being minds cannot comprehend. You know what I mean? Hans Naiman, last time he was here in 2020, said, do you ever intend on running for office? Not Donowal, Lamau, haha, no Donowal. He has...
Wait. Dude, this guy actually was in his chat? Chat advice coming soon. 88K bog you. I'm so hyped for it. Let's go. Wait, cameras, Andy's, Lamau. Among Us, IRL, camera, Andy's, clogging, Kanye US. What the fuck? People actually voting for Kanye Lamau. Yo, song running ad, play over my college. You ever attended running for office? Not Donowal. No Donowal. What the fuck?
In here since, but we, as a previously subscribed 4-month supporter of the Haas and Ivan broadcast, okay, we have always stood by Hans. Let's talk about hilarious gay TikTokers commentary.
Mike Pence is gay? What? You know what? Actually, I believe this. I don't even give a fuck. Hot take, I actually secretly think Mike Pence is actually gay. Dude, with that weird coif fucking hair that he has, and, like, with his demeanor and how much of a weird theocratic religious nutter that he is, dude, you can't tell me he's not gay. Like, that guy is gay as fuck, bro. Like, I mean, hell no, dude. That guy is gay as a rainbow, bro.
He's having a hard time staying in the closet.
No way, dude. There's actually fucking, dude. Dude, let's fucking go. Yes, dude.
His campaign trail.
This Mike Pence clip in a campaign stop in Iowa.
Okay, you want me to work that for you? Well, I just get a photo. Just get a photo. We gotta keep
Wait. Why are they? Wait, hold on. Born this way. Born this way. I just see that, and that's the song that just kind of popped in my head. We have got to talk about this Mike Pence clip.
Campaign stop in Iowa.
Okay, you want me to work that for you? Well,
You want me to work that for you? It's a shifter. He's talking about a shifter. That's evidence for him being gay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the way he did kind of say that was a little gay. But, I mean, I don't know. This is a reach. This right here is a little bit of a reach. Okay. I mean, I guess for Mike Pence it might be a little bit of a reach around, but but at least, you know, for this, I don't know, man. To me, this is like, I don't know, like, it's a stretch.
just get a photo. Just get a photo. We gotta keep moving.
And then he poses for a photo.
Would you like a ride, or you gotta keep moving? They said I gotta keep moving. Okay. If you wouldn't mind driving. This is a little bigger than mine. This is a little bigger than my John Deere. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, are you kidding?
What the fuck was that little slap, dude? He's trying to be like fucking like, you know, I'm local, you know, like, I'm a typical country boy like you. That's right. Like, oh my god. Okay, you know what? There is a lot of gay vibes coming off of this. You know what? I kind of take it back. There is some gayness coming off of this, dude. It's bigger than my John Deere. It's like, oh yeah, because you know what a John Deere when it comes to bucks, you know what a good John Deere looks like. That's right, huh? You know what? You know a good buck when you see one. Oh my god, Mike Pence is really fucking gay, isn't he? Holy shit. You know what? I might actually kind of agree with this. You know, I might be agreeing with some of this.
It's like, where do we even begin? Look,
I don't know, just watch me for the past 5 minutes. I think it's kind of easy to figure out where to start. It's not that hard, dude. Like, really? Are you that much of a conservative twit you don't understand how to make comedy out of this? Are you just not comfortable with your own sexuality? Is that it? Because, like, I'm comfortable with my own sexuality, so I understand how I can make fun of him, and I kind of see it a little bit. I see his insecurities. You do, but you ain't willing to highlight it because it would be highlighting you, too, wouldn't it? Uh-oh.
Openly proud gay man myself, I understand that coming up...
Wait a minute! Whoa, okay, hold on, never mind. Holy shit, wait, a proud gay man himself? Whoa. Okay, that's a twist. What the twist? I mean, okay. Holy shit. Then why in the fuck are you freaking out over this? Why are you the one having a conspiracy about Mike Pence being gay? Why do you care? I mean, I guess because he's, you know, like, a gay conversion therapy advocate and a homophobic piece of shit and advocate for that. Like, I mean, and that, sure, I get that, but I mean, why care so much about this? I don't. I'm like a pretty, you know, gay, leaning, pansexual, bisexual fucking dude. Like, I mean, I don't give a shit about it. Like, I make fun of it because it's funny, but I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, I don't. So why do you care? Like, that's a twist. I did not expect that. I honestly did not expect that at all. I was like, whoa. That's a proud gay man, and you're having a conspiracy about him being gay? Like, what? Okay.
It's just not possible for everyone, so I really feel for those who can't. But you dedicated so much of your political career to shitting on LGBTQ people, and you are still this fucking obvious flaming creeper. I have zero sympathy for you.
Okay, you know what? I actually agree. You know what? I take it all back. I take it all back of this guy. I don't know what video this dude is or what content creator this guy is, but I like him. You know what? Because I actually agree. You know what? I take it all back. I agree with this guy. 100%. I honestly thought, you know, I was coming into this thinking he was like a weird religious foo-foo, you know, trying to, like, think he's, you know, a secret gay agent, but no, it's the other way around. It's what I'm saying, actually. So, you know what? Hey, take it all back. Cool. All right, cool. I did not expect the turn that I saw, but I'm actually very happily surprised with that. So, fuck yeah.
Back, hold on. We gotta do this again.
You've got to talk about this Mike Pence clip in a campaign.
Oh yeah.
Gotta work that. Oh.
Partner, I know my way around these levers, if you know what I mean.
Well, just get a photo. We gotta keep moving.
Hey, how about you shut the fuck up?
How about you shut the fuck up while I work that pole? I tell you what. I'll work that John Deere, you nice young buck, I tell you what. Oh my god, dude. Dude, Mike Pence is the most flaming gay-ass faggot I've ever seen, bro. And I have to pass, fuck you, I don't care. Because, like, he is. Like, I mean, I was like this, I was an insecure little bitch when it came to this shit. I'm gonna admit it. Like, I mean, at this point, I would, like, worship a dick. Like, I would look at it like a fine cock and I'll worship that bitch. I don't give a shit. At this point, I'm fine with it. But, like, this, like, Mike Pence, you know, deep down inside, in the closet, he will worship that cock like his life depended on it. And yet, he, you know, on the surface, he wants to do gay conversion therapy and all this shit. Like, I mean, he don't deserve that sympathy. And at the end of the day, when it comes to, like, the F-slur and all that shit, like, who I truly attribute that to is people like Mike Pence, or people like Nick Fuentes, or Ben Shapiro, and shit like that. Because those motherfuckers are legit, genuine faggots. It's not people like us. It's not trans people. It's not like the rest of the queer community. They're not. But these motherfuckers are. These guys are. You know, so it's like, I mean, a part of me thinks that word needs to be reappropriated, because I personally am okay with it. I kind of like it a little bit. Because, you know, I have redefined it, you know, as someone like, basically like, you know, Mike Pence. I've redefined the word faggot for someone like this. I would have that word, have a picture, and this guy right there would be a part of that picture as a definition for that word. So, that and a cigar. Like, if you're in England, it's like, hey, would you like to smoke a fag? You know, it's like, you can get one of those weird little limeys. It's like, you know, like, I'll see that shit. And, you know, and obviously, so you'll have a cigarette, but beyond that, when it comes to anything else, Mike Pence will be the picture. It'll be a cigarette and Mike Pence. That's essentially, it's like what would be in the definition for faggot in the dictionary. So, but I'd be okay with it. I think it'd be acceptable.
Like a ride, he says. Mike Pence is thinking about that ride in that very moment.
That's right, brother.
Yeah, I'd like a ride. Give me a ride on that big green tractor, pretty boy.
Pretty boy.
So I gotta keep moving.
You nice, big, nice, chiseled jaw country boy. I tell you what, dude, he is kind of chiseled jawed. Dude, that jaw is actually kind of chiseled. I mean, you know what? He actually is kind of, you know, a good looking country boy. I tell you what. Like, I'm comfortable in my sexuality, and I suck his dick. I don't care. Like, I mean, he's a fine-looking country boy. I tell you what. Like, I mean, you know, like, our politics will never align. In fact, he'll probably want to beat my ass for trying to suck his dick, but I don't give a fuck. But, you know, deep down inside, when he submits, he likes it. You know, he would love it. So, it's just like, I mean, you know, whatever. But, like, the fact that fucking Mike Pence is over there, it's like, it makes it even more funnier. Because, like, he kind of feels the same way. But he's so insecure about it, he doesn't want to admit it. Like, and also, he's just, like, trying to play it off when it comes to the tractor and being like, oh, yeah, you're a worker man type of guy, aren't you? Which honestly still makes it sound kind of gay. It still makes it sound gay. It's like, come on, dude. You're still making it gay.
Unfortunately, my fucking stupid staffer Steve wants me to keep moving, but wouldn't mind driving your big one.
It's a little bigger than my John Deere.
Yeah, your John Deere is bigger than mine. Your big old buck is bigger than my buck. Ooh. I think I might want to get buried by that buck. I mean, that's what the fuck is going on in Mike Pence's head.
Hi, John Deere, let me tell you.
I tell you what.
Way around these parts. Despite the fact that you got a big one, let me tell you, I've handled bigger loads than what you're seeing me right now.
Flaming creeper, I have zero sympathy for you. Now, I'm not gonna speak for that hot farmer sexuality because...
Oh my god! Okay, like, oh yeah. I mean, you know what? I like this guy.
Sweltering chemistry.
What is William Osmond doing at the fucking Iowa State Fair, by the way? What's happening? Is this like a new bit? Is he just like doing a new YouTube video where he's like, I tricked Republicans into thinking that I'm like an Iowan farmer or something?
I think it might just be a doppelganger. I think that's what's going on. He's just like some random Ohio yucko, like, you know, farmer boy that's just out there doing his thing, and he's just a doppelganger. I think that's just what's going on there, bro.
That sweltering chemistry might just be him being nice and professional, but oh Mike, you silly, obviously gay goose. You
obviously gay goose. Dude, Mike Pence is such a flaming gay boy, bro. Dude, you know what? Like, if he just like out of nowhere came out and was like, you know what? I am indeed a homosexual, and I reject everything I have said when it comes to gay conversion therapy and blah blah blah. If he just like did that out of nowhere, I might have at least a foundation, not a full redemption arc, but at least a foundation to a redemption arc. I'd be like, all right, you got some work to do, but you know what? You're starting to come to terms with yourself. Good shit. But we're never going to see that. I mean, if this weird coiffed hair freak is just like this deep in, you know, in his age, there ain't no way. I wish it was the case, but that's not going to happen. He's too much of a freak.
much chance of having that farmer.
Oh my god, I'm just imagining like what politicians he's like jerked off or some shit, bro. Like, dude, like, you know, he's done some weird sexual things, you know, to some politicians while he was VP, bro. Like, you know, this guy's done some shit, dude. Like, I mean, you know, he's done some weird sexual shit while he was VP, you know, to try to, like, you know, get, you know, Congress or Senate to, like, you know, fucking win themselves over to Trump's bullshit during his fucking tenure. Oh my god, you know, this guy was a freak, bro. Dude, this guy was the fucking like VP freak of freaks. Like, I mean, you just, I mean, you can't debate that out of me. Like, I mean, you can't argue that out of me. Like, I just believe that. Like, this guy was a goddamn freak when it came to, like, you know, make sure people, you know, stay on Trump's side during, you know, Trump's tenure. There's no way you can debate me out of that.
Over that John Deere tractor as you do being president.
Pence DL on Grindr and saw that guy prior to the event. I don't know.
Dude, I would not be surprised if Mike Pence was actually on Grindr. I would not be surprised at all. Oh my god. Oh man, the coiffed haired fucking, like, you know, grandpa, dude.
Being so horny today. But let me tell you, it's hard not to be on a hot summer day when you walk up to a John Deere truck with a real American hog.
Yeah.
And you notice that the John Deere truck he's working with is a little bit bigger than the John Deere trucks you've got back at home. And mother's not around. So obviously, despite of the fact that maybe your stupid ass staffer Steve keeps telling you to move it along, maybe you'll be a little bad today.
Yeah, that's
maybe,
right.
Just maybe, you'll sit there for a little bit longer and keep cranking those shifts.
Oh my god, this is getting way too...
Cranking the farmer's shift a little bit. Because he knows his way around them gears.
He knows the way around them gears. Oh my god damn it, Hassan. Stop being sexual.
Around man ass. That's right. Okay, we're done. Alright, now we're moving. Jill
Okay. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit, the music and everything was way too perfect. Oh my fucking god. Mike Pence, you gay, insecure little fuck, just come out already. Talking to late break. Hey, what's up, Ripsy? Oh, am I just getting chats out of nowhere? Okay. Alright, I'll accept that. Like nasty cooking videos, right? I do indeed. Because I love to critique them. Because being a enlightened chef and knowing how to cook, I like to fuck on people that do not know what they're doing and potentially slowly but surely poisoning everybody in their society. I want to highlight that. So, yeah, I like that shit.
For COVID-19, the White House announced she's
Gotta see this dude.
experiencing mild symptoms, and President Biden tested
Yeah, we're almost done with this one, so we'll check it out after this.
negative. He's out here dapping ladies up. Meanwhile, his wife is Jill Brandon is just hospitalized. Okay, not from COVID, but from this dick. Okay, I'm done.
Oh my god, oh my god, Hassan. Man, are you sure you're not at least a little pain? I mean, oh my god.
We're done.
Yeah, sure you are. Wait, we got Joe Brandon.
Brandon had to leave. He had to evacuate.
Okay, our boy dipping.
Bro, the guy's supposed to put a medal on Biden, dude. Who's fucking older, that guy or Brandon? I mean, maybe he needed to take a shit. Like, why are people making a big deal out of this? Like, y'all made this seem like it was a really...
Wait, what? So what's going on here? Like, was he supposed to get, like, a medal or something? And... And, like, was this guy supposed to give him a medal? And he just... Joe Brandon just, like, walked away or something? Wait, what happened?
Suspicious, really scary moment. Yeah, bro, he probably farted, okay, and then realized that it wasn't a fart. It wasn't simply just a fart, you know? That is something that happens all the time.
Oh, yeah, dude, he had it in his hand. Yeah, he had a medal in his hand. I think he was about to give it to him, I think, and he just, like, walked away. He just walks away.
Or he was on his way to get his shit sucked sideways by Larry Sinclair because he heard that the Duluth Vacuum, okay, was in town doing the Tucker Carlson show, and he loves getting his shit sucked by him. You feel me? That's probably what happened. He had fucking Dome on the mind, and I'm not talking about the Dome, okay? The Duluth Dyson, Larry fucking Sinclair's in town. He's gonna get that gummy shit, okay? The throat goat. He's like, oh man,
throat goat.
I sure hope he's got that crack cocaine ready for me, Jack. Oh, I haven't seen Barack Hussein in a minute, too. Cut the malarkey, I say. Barack!
What the fuck? Oh my god. What is with Joe sometimes? You know, I do wonder half the time if he's, you know, aware of where he's even at. I cook a barbecue for an alien. Speaking of cooking, I finally found a chicken dish that I didn't fuck up. Spicy chicken stir fry with zucchini and broccoli. That sounds pretty fucking fire. That sounds fire. And here, before we get into this, and I'll go to the bathroom, but we'll have that just like ready to go. And I'll be right back, yo. Boop. Oh, look at you, little doggo. Oh my goodness. Oh, butt. Look at you. Come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. Oh. Ooh. Big fat ragdoll. Look at you. Okay, well, when you decide to move around and flop, what the fuck? You're a drum. Drums don't move. Alright. You good? Good.
Well, it's the time of year where the sun is out, the days are long, and the tendril people from Bloober 7 require barbecued food to sustain them before the great hibernation. So in that vein, I thought I'd walk all you humans out there through cooking a barbecue for our alien chums. So first on the menu is homemade Blorf burgers. Now this is a Blorf.
What the fuck is that?
So you're going to want to pop him into your Blagomatic 3000, turn to the coarse ground setting, and then press start.
just fucking yeeted my boy. Damn.
Hey presto, Blorf mince. So I personally prefer a digital mincer like this when compared to your traditional earth mincer, as it's just quicker and cleaner, and you get that lovely pixelated aftertaste. Now we just add the mince to our burger press, and then press our own burgers. And you're probably going to need at least one Blorf per burger. So the burgers are made, now for the sausages. So we're going to take this XOP902 parasite and inject it directly into our side.
Wait, what?
Just need to wait a few moments for the parasite to latch and do its job.
That's a very quick active parasite. Oh god, what's going on? Oh no! Lord of mercy!
So the parasite has now embedded itself and mutated my DNA, and in the process I've gained a sausage flap.
Oh god!
You just
flap.
Push really hard.
What the fuck are you showing me right now? I didn't like forget this. Holy shit! What the fuck? Oh god! I didn't expect this to turn into some weird fetish feel. Oh no! I'm just holding a dog. Oh my! You know what? I have preemptive comfort. I didn't realize this, but I have my comfort. Doggo, comfort me. Zukov, comfort me. You big ball. Oh! I'm gonna squeeze you until you pop because I just need a comfort. Well, emotional support doggo, and he don't give a fuck. Like I'm actually legit squeezing him, and he don't care. He made like a little. That's all. That's all he does. I just squeezed you as much as I could, and all you do is grunt. And you're not even physically doing anything at all. You're just there. Look at you. Can I help you? Please tell me that this does not show up. Oh, hold on. I'm smoking a bowl first before we even continue on this, because, well, you know, I normally would feel the same way, but that's not how I feel. I feel more like, more than, so, that's how I feel, but, yeah. Vibes. Vibes, doggo. Vibes. Oh. Can I help you? This is my last lighter. I don't have another lighter. Gotta make it count. Fuck. Oh no! 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 I said better make it count, now it won't light. Oh no! Come on. Come on, bitch. Come on. Alright, I'm still a dad's lighter later. No! Okay, no.
And then each person's sausage will taste unique to their personality. Mine, for example, tastes just really quite bland.
Because you're British.
A few people have remarked on how
British you are.
Eating one of these sausages reminds them of a conversation with me. And they're quite hard to swallow as well. Now we need a vegetarian option for all of your herbivore alien pals. So we're going to take this sponge, which is essentially a kind of space marrow, and we're going to grill slices of it on the barbecue. But first, we'll need to remove this little lodger. This is a hamster. And we just need to lure him out with a little treat. I'm not coming out. So we leave an open jar of chutney nearby. And the little fellow will pop his head out of the hole. Is that chutney? And then we grab him. Oh, he's got me. There we go.
The fuck is this little oh my god! What is this little demon? Shoot this with a fucking 50 BMG with the Barrett M82. Like, shoot this fucker. Oh my god. Take an M2 Browning and just like obliterate this fucker. Oh my god, what a demon. Exorcise this. Lord, I remove you from this land.
Sorry to take you home, little fellow. You piece of crap. It's okay. They're resilient things. He'll find a home elsewhere.
Well, I'll burn your ass.
You're a piece of crap. So just remember to wash all of the hamster droppings out from the inside of the sponge before you slice it up, ready for the barbecue. Oh, he must have been in here a long time. There's a mess in here. And finally, we have our barbecue centerpiece. This telepathic whisper squid. So called because I hate you, and so do your parents. It can do that. You're ugly. You look like some diarrhea. Wait, can you actually hear that? Your nose is rubbish. It's tiny like a bean. Because it's quite mean.
Hey, my nose is actually quite big. Fuck you very much.
You smell really bad. Like a dog's ball bag. So what we do is we take the live squid.
I'd like to introduce you to Zukov there, you little weird telepathic alien squid bitch. Like... oh my god, I like how all these insults are actually like more of like a rebuke against itself. At least for me. I got a fairly big nose. It might look narrow, but it's actually pretty long and pretty big. I mean, you know, like, okay, I just thought of an intrusive thought joke. That probably wouldn't have been bad. I'm not going to say it. but at least with the ball bag part, it's like, Zukov has like the most ridiculous goddamn melons ever that can't work, okay? Like, I'm sorry, that doesn't work. And at least for him, I mean, like, because Jesus Christ, like, it's actually kind of impressive. I mean, not even his brother is like that endowed, which is actually kind of shocking. He's got like a Mongol bob. I mean, no shit, dude. I used to say plums, you know, or peaches even, but you know what? They've just like upgraded to mangoes.
And put it straight on the barbecue. What?
What?
There we go. I hate you. So once the squid has stopped writhing and it's cooked for 30 minutes, we can then add on the other barbecue food and begin to cook that as well.
At least they're not eating it raw, like... I know, okay, my intrusive thoughts are coming out with some of these jokes.
Yeah, sure. Come closer so I can whisper it too.
At least I'm not, you know, okay, you know what, I can at least get away with it in this way. You know what, like, at least I'm not eating it like, you know, one of those weird, like, mukbang ASMR, you know, Korean ladies that will literally eat squid raw and shit, where there was, like, controversy over those content creators and shit. At least I ain't one of them. There you go, see, I was able to get away with it.
Wait, you're telepathic. Why do I need to be closer? I'm gonna grab you with my tentacles.
Wow! How in the fuck did those tentacles get so big? Well, that will never be explained. Well, holy shit. Well, I don't want to make a barbecue for aliens because evidently you need to use alien creatures, you know, to do so, and that is just bad voodoo. I am not about that, so fuck that bad voodoo. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. You know what, here? Yeah, no good. Yeah, definitely no good. Here. I want to see if we can find ourselves at a Velma of the day. What Velma do we have from the Onion Nuggets? Because it wasn't Onion Nuggets today. What is your Velma of the day, good sirs? What be thy Velma of the day? Where is it? I know you did one. I just did not see it because I was a bitch. So where is it? It does not. Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. Where's Velma? Wait, I just saw a frame of it. Where'd it go? What? Wait. Ooh. Somewhere around here. Okay. Do we have thy Velma? Here we go. Velma of the day. We have found thy Velma of the day. This is not the Velma, but this is the prelude to the Velma. Alright. You know what? I'm digging this Velma. I'm digging our Velma. You know, we got, you know, the stockings. We got, you know, the skirt. And some booty. Some thickness. At least, especially where it counts. You got the curves. I mean, dude, this is like a top tier Velma. It's like kind of a sultry, you know, Velma that is, you know, some good top tier shit.
I don't want to play this music the whole time. I'm looking at this, so I'm gonna turn that off. But TJ, is this a British Velma?
A British Velma.
I can't fucking tell you where the fuck this Velma is from, dude. I don't fucking know. You know, if it's not British, then it's, you know, why would you?
It's a quality Velma, though. I mean, hello, Velma. I mean, especially what we got going on right here. I mean, I don't know, man. This is quality Velma. I don't care what the background is. This is a good Velma.
Disgusting.
I'm liking our Velma.
Misshapen.
A Daphne fan? You're a Daphne fan? No.
Shapen homunculi that you are. I mean, she could be British. I don't fucking know.
Okay, I mean, if you saw Velma, like, move over, Fred, here I come. I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, if you saw Velma, like, looking like this and walking up on you, doing all these moves.
I mean, she could be British.
I don't know, man. If you had a Velma walking up on you like that, you would be, like, embracing that shit and worshiping it, dude. Like, there ain't no way, bro. Like, I mean, come on now. I mean, if you saw that, like, if you saw Velma looking like that, like, approaching your ass, like, what's up? Like, dude, you would accept it. I mean, come on now.
Base. Look at these brother. You know, why would people have British teeth? Look at the teeth of people.
I mean, you know, come on now.
I'd like to hear the cope will get with.
I'm digging what I'm saying. I know about this chick. I mean, she looks cute. I mean, I approve of her, but if Velma wants to grind me, I ain't gonna resist. Well, hey, you know what? At least that's, you know, what really the true root of what truly matters is right there. Like, I mean, there could be people that might be into the Daphne a little more, but at the end of the day, Velma's always there. She's always calling.
Can't breathe because my city is filled with smog and can't afford to go get my broken leg fixed.
Yeah, London doesn't have much of smog.
I've got straight teeth, sir.
Who's this British, like, fucking dolts, you know, that's just, like, out here out of nowhere? What the hell?
Polluted it all. Yeah,
you got me there, sir.
How many super fun sites are by you?
Oh, yeah. I've been well and truly owned. Yes.
No.
Oh yeah, cause.
Hey, well, you're British. Good sod. Ooh, what's his base? I saw this earlier. Oh, what's this? School doesn't know better. Books we want banned. We don't even see what they are. This is reading list. The teacher's showing that banned list. True! Hell yeah, dude. Because like 99.9% of the books that they want to ban, funny enough, are shit that I likely read as like a requirement for my education growing up in high school and middle school. Like, I mean, you know Night by Elie Wiesel? Like in Florida, that's a banned book. I read that in high school as a requirement. And honestly, there's a lot of scenes and a lot of things about that book that still, to this day, stick in my head. And for good reason. And for good fucking reason. Like, I mean, it's like, I mean, the caucasity, if you will. You know, of just like Florida and these fucking backwoods fascist shithole states. You know, the banned books that I read as a requirement because, like, it's a pretty influential and poignant, like, piece of literature. Whether it's Night or To Kill a Mockingbird or, like, 1984, whatever the fuck, you know, it's like, I mean, or, like, the autobiography of Malcolm X, you know, whatever the hell. Whatever it is. You know, it's like they want to ban that shit, and it's like fundamental like literature that should be taught to kids, at least in high school. Catcher in the Rye? Yeah, and also, like, I remember in high school, like, that book was kind of controversial even when I was in high school. Like, half of the kids and half of my friends, you know, honestly thought that that book was shitty and stupid, and they didn't like reading it. I read it, and I honestly personally liked it. Like, I mean, I was the other half of the people that, you know, honestly liked it, and because, I mean, I kind of saw the commentary a little bit. It was like, from my understanding, it's been a long time since I read the book, but from what I remember, like, you know, it's basically like, you know, somebody who is obviously, you know, pretty cynical, like, disenfranchised person who, you know, is kind of fed up with bullshit in a way, but at the same time, still is principled and is, you know, what he believes, you know, is a good thing to do, and it's just trying to do that for, if I remember, I think it was either the sister or, like, cousin or something like that. I forgot exactly who, but like, you know, the younger female like character in school, like, and trying to be the, well, catcher in the rye. I mean, he mentions that in the book itself, where at one point in one book where it's like, yeah, I literally feel like I'm the goddamn catcher in the rye, you know, like trying to catch all these people that are falling off the cliff off the edge of this cornfield, you know, and blah blah blah, and you know, and like, which, I mean, honestly, at least, you know, from when I remember reading the book, I kind of empathize with, because in some cases, I kind of feel that way myself. Like, I'm certainly, you know, can, you know, at least in some cases, be cynical. Maybe not necessarily an overt, like, cynical, doomeristic level, but at least in a level of, like, you know, realizing that, yeah, shit's fucked up and stuff, and there's a lot of people that are going to, you know, fall off the cliff because of that, but you know, that, you know, it's kind of why there, in a weird way, there needs to be the catcher in the rye. I mean, so to speak. That's kind of what I got from the book. It's like, yeah, sometimes they're a cynical person that is upset with things, you know, and sometimes they're, you know, a little rough around the edges, but, you know, they're still a necessary person that kind of can try to help be kind of at least, you know, the bare minimal, like, you know, I don't know, like, you know, like the net, you know, to at least try to help, you know, get, you know, people that are close with them, and at least within their own circles, you know, to try to push themselves up a little bit, even if they themselves maybe weren't able to necessarily, like, you know, take advantage of that. If they can at least see that in other people and try to, you know, push for that in themselves, you know, at least there's something with that. At least, you know, that's what I got from the book. I mean, there was like a lot of controversy, you know, and not necessarily like in the school or in the administration or anything like that, but just within students, because it was like something that was required within, you know, like, you know, at one point within our, you know, like curriculum during high school. And like I said, I personally liked the book. I mean, my friend Tyler Metalty, he's actually one of the people that didn't like the book, and actually, you know, thought he was just like a whiny bitch kind of character, which, granted, I can understand that, but that's not really what it was, at least at the end of the day. At least not how I perceived him as. There's certainly a lot of aspects that, you know, about that character that I think, you know, attribute to some of that for sure, but I mean, there's a reason why, and it's not like he's just doing it for the sake of it. Like, he's at least trying to act, you know, with what he's criticizing with. I mean, there's something to him. Yeah, outside of just like, woe is me, fuck all this shit, you know, type of thing. I mean, it's not just that. I mean, you know, but either way, it's just like all these different books, you know, to bring it full circle, like books like that, and whether it's like Night, Catch and Rye, or like, you know, all these different books. I mean, they're all, you know, like fundamental to, you know, I think, you know, especially in middle school and high school, like educational background, and they're being banned in some of these fucking states, and that is psychotic to me. I mean, some of these books I didn't even read because my school required it to. I was just interested in some of them, like with 1984 or with Night. I mean, that wasn't, I mean, Night by Elie Wiesel was never a recommendation for me. It was there was like a social studies class where like they would require you to check out some book, you know, for you to read. They never would, you know, at least, you know, the teacher didn't make you have to do like some study of it, but they would kind of like after the little, like, 30-minute, reading session of, whatever book you decide to check out, they'll kind of let you have, like, a little, like, hey, is there something you want to share about the book that you're reading, and blah, blah, blah. They would have, like, that little, like, 10-minute to 15-minute period before, like, they discuss other stuff about, like, all right, so here's, like, some basic math and stuff like that, that's related to what you're learning right now that, can help you, blah, 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 or, like, science, social studies, whatever happened to be the main thing that students really need at that time. But at least, for one social studies class I had, I mean, for the first, like, like 2 years of my high school career, like, I mean, she basically had the first, like, 30, like, basically for, like, the first, like, for third of the class, basically, she would have, like, this whole reading session thing, where she would, let us go to the school library, check out whatever book we want, and one of them, for me personally, was Night, by Elie Wiesel, and at the end of the whole reading session at the beginning, she would be like, all right, so, what, if there's anything you want to share, blah, 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 what do you want to share? And, there's honestly a lot of different things that, as a kid, as a sophomore, because I had her class as a sophomore at the time, and there's a lot of things I commentate about, like, there's a lot of crazy things about, like, persecution, bigotry, like, censorship, especially when it comes to this whole book banning bullshit. Like, I mean, there's a lot of fucking things that, I kind of, reflecting and thinking, like, I mean, I didn't realize that, like, there's a lot of shit that, like, could be a thing because, like, how some people can be extreme like this. At the time, I wasn't politically aware enough, but now that I am, it's far fucking scarier than I thought, when I was, like, fucking 15 or 16 years old. I was aware enough, to realize that, there's, like, Republicans, Democrats, progressive types, and right-wing extremist types and shit. I didn't realize how deep it ever, really went at that time. But, being able to read some of these books and the virtue of me reading some of these books and the virtue of having the public access of information to not just some of these books, but also to just, like, the internet and all this other stuff, it's, led me to realize, like, hey, like, there is, like, generally a lot of different things that, like, isn't necessarily just taught within the basic curriculum, and also a lot of things that are way more than are, that you think, and that are kind of, and are, in a way, kind of antithetical to what we're taught. Because we're kind of taught and conditioned to think that the current status quo in our system is all, that we know and all we have, and that's all we have to live by. And anything else outside of that is, like, basically pipe dream bullshit. And anything outside of that is way too radical and way too extreme, and it's just unfeasible and untenable. And we've been conditioned into that type of shit. And luckily, I think a lot of the youth, are more or less, deriving away from that. But I mean, it's certainly, something that has been heavily conditioned, even, to a certain extent within that youth, because it's like, the idea that, like, of trying to radically change our current status quo and reforming it into something totally new. I mean, it really is kind of a big thing that people can't necessarily grasp entirely. I mean, I can't personally, and I see that future, and I think it's prosperous and fruitful, and it exponentially, like, expansive and great, for every individual. But, it's like, not everyone obviously feels that way. They, be conditioned to think, that's great, but that's what it is. It's just a dream. We can't achieve it. And, the difference with me, it's like, we can't fucking achieve that shit. Thing is, we have to fucking try. We have to fucking at least, try to push it. I mean, it might take a long time. It might not even necessarily be in our lifetimes. But, I mean, if we ain't pushing it, then sure shit, it ain't gonna ever happen. I mean, might as well be complicit and just, like, think it's a pipe dream at that point. But I refuse to believe that. And I know I ain't the fucking only one. There's plenty of people that refuse to believe in that idea. Especially, within people from my age group and younger. Because there is alternatives. There is a different outcome. There is different ways to, deal with the international and domestic and national plights that, we face. But the current paradigm, the current system, is going to be hell-bent on ensuring that does not happen. But it's one of those things that eventually, like, within the upcoming generations and our current generation, I mean, once they start taking a little bit more power, it's going to shift. And I do see a silver lining with that. I mean, it's not all doom and gloom. As much as I might be cynical about a lot of different things. As much as I might be, like, doom and gloom about certain aspects, especially when it comes to, like, climate change or, like, fascism and stuff like that. I mean, it's certainly, like, a red flag, like, raise about that, but it's not permanent. I mean, climate change is, but the thing is, it's like, what, are we not able to adapt? Like, I mean, how do you think evolution is a thing? Like, it's due to adaptations and overcoming, the consequences and the, aspects of your environment. And the human species is no different than anything else when it comes to the elements and variables when it comes to evolution. And in fact, we have a little extra mindset, when it comes to understanding that. So we should be able to overcome that, even if we're still fucking ourselves over at this current point. Even for, like, the next 5 years. Like, I mean, we're a very malleable and adaptable species. Like, it's not the end of the world just because, like, climate change is fucked. And, most of humanity is going to be fucked. And that's going to cause a lot of crazy fucking shit. But the species as a whole, we're going to still be here for a while. I mean, even with climate change in mind. It's just, more of a question on, like, whether individually, we're, like, moving on from that. And by that point, I think, that fulcrum is going to hit way after, we're all around. Like, by the time we're all long gone, that might hit. So, I mean, it's something that, like, especially with climate change, slowly but surely builds up. And it's a very disastrous, horrible thing. And we're seeing the consequences of a lot of this shit as it stands now. But, I mean, it's something that will eventually, like, have its fulcrum. But, I mean, even then, like, humanity will still be around. We'll be able to evolve and adapt. I mean, we were able to survive a fucking ice age, for fuck's sake. Like, there was, like, literally less than, like, 1,000 breeding pairs of humans, at one point. And I think even way less than that. And we were able to fucking overcome that shit. So, it's like the idea of that climate change is going to fuck humanity up to extinction is bullshit. We might have a major hiccup. Might have drawbacks, for sure. But we're still going to be around for a while. In fact, considering a lot of the progress we've made now, the idea that humanity, in the future is not going to be able to recover this information or, like, potentially, use this information for maybe, like, better means, over time, despite our current paradigm. I mean, the idea that that is never going to happen is kind of silly. I mean, the idea of that is going to be kind of bullshit, in my opinion. Because like I said, humans are very malleable and adaptable whenever it comes to his current, factors within his environment. And it's just one of those cases where I think that's going to happen. Just maybe not necessarily within our lifetimes. Here. Let's see what little news we got going on here. I'll pull up some of the nuggets, because why not? You know what? I know that at one point they were looking at David Pakman for some reason. I don't know why, but they were. And honestly, I'm not really that big of a fan of Pakman. I think he's way too goddamn fucking boring. And just like, meh. But, here. Might as well see what they were looking at him with. What is this about? Why were you all looking at David Pakman earlier? As it works, so I couldn't, decipher any of this. Because honestly, like, I just find Dave Pakman, I mean, here's my reason. I don't like dislike him, but I don't know. He's way too boring. Like he's just like, I'm just gonna be like, you know, very neutral, monotone voice, and this is how I will portray everything. I should not be very monotone and very casual, super it's like there's like no emotion or anything. It's like draws me to sleep. Like if I want to go to sleep, I'd watch David Pakman. But like I mean, you know, like I mean, it's not like, you know, his takes are disagreeable. Like I mean, because they're not. I mean, I agree with pretty much most of what he says, but like, oh my god, dude. Ugh, he has like no energy in him.
See what's going on with David Pakman, and let's see what's going on with this Project 2025.
Oh, that's what they're talking about? Oh, is this video on that? Oh, great. This, basically like the Republican game plan that they've always had since Reagan, but now are like overt about it, and like, it's now or never, we're fucking doing it, let's go, baby, like, all gas, no brakes on it. Like that fucking thing. Hello? Hello. Hey, just in time to look at this whole Project 2025 thing, I guess.
Very about the plan to make...
That's kind of why I picked David Pakman on this, because I've seen a bunch of people talking about it, but David Pakman is kind of the most, like...
Boring?
I won't say boring, but yeah, boring.
Yeah, because he is boring.
You know, just like...
He's a cup of lukewarm water, dude.
Right, so I mean, like...
Lukewarm water is
not
perfect.
going to put some kind of wild, crazy spin on this, it's probably David Pakman, but we'll see.
Dictator that is in Salon, written by our friend Chauncey De Vega. I encourage you to take a look at the article.
Nope, just going to listen to you. I'm relying on you.
Yeah, we're relying on you, buddy.
David, up to you.
David, I'm too lazy. Tell me my opinion, David. Quick.
Yeah, feed it to me. I don't want to fucking read I don't want to read a Salon article.
Come on, Daddy David, give it to us.
In fact, David Pakman talks slow enough that we could probably speed it up a little. Who wants to spend 8 minutes on this shit, right?
Oh. Damn it. Well, I ran out of juice. No! Come on. Come on. There has to be like the most babyest of baby flames. I mean, come on. There we go.
You probably 1.5 this son of a bitch.
I mean, you can do it if you want.
What I want to impress upon you right now.
Yeah, he still makes sense. He's not like, oh shit, he's too fast for me.
Yeah, he has a cadence that's pretty slow. He's a slower speaker.
How's it going, bro? Pretty good. Well, work was kind of shitty, but yeah, what can you do?
Yeah.
Work pretty much all over the place, and this country was kind of shitty.
Right has a much more specific and actionable plan, if Trump is elected, to make him a de facto dictator.
What type of like little weird vacation home is David Pakman in? Like, where are you? Hawaii? Are you on Honolulu? Like, where the hell are you?
No, than you might believe. Chauncey argues in his article that Donald Trump right now in 2023 is effectively a dictator in waiting. He has already started to threaten to put his enemies in prison.
Yeah, this is so far true.
Chauncey's article talks
Damn,
about
TJ.
violent and
What a burp.
I mean, look, he threatened to put Hillary. He famously was the
he did that before.
Yeah, he
Okay, I kind of love this little frame of fucking David. His eyes are poking out. I mean, yeah, he did threaten us with like Hillary, but I think, you know, at that point, you had certain people within his administration that were a little more moderate, so to speak. Shit now is different. Like, he's got, like, utter fucking diehard loyalists that are gonna, like, you know, basically, like, go to the sword for him at this point. It ain't like 2016. I mean, like, the idea of him jailing his political opponents and shit is actually, I think, at this point, genuinely very fucking serious. I mean, it's not like, you know, oh, Hillary and her emails, we're gonna lock her up. Like, I mean, it ain't that shit no more. Like, that's a whole different ball game. Like, this is a completely separate game in comparison to that shit. So, I don't know, man. Like, I hope my boys on DFF are not gonna undermine this a little bit, because granted, yeah, there is, like, a level of this whole Project 2025 that's going to be kind of like the broader standard playbook when it comes to like the Republican GOP, but being very overt with it. But, I mean, it's the fact that they're doing this, and the fact that there's, like, 50 plus of these political GOP, like, lobbyist groups and PACs and shit. Like, and the fact that they're, like, you know, like, all coalescing on this one major movement, and, like, it's a little different. Like, it certainly is a little different this time around. Like, it's not like, you know, the same old, like, we're just going to try to limit government taxes and this and that and blah, 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 blah. It ain't the same shit, dude. This is not the same shit. This is a little different. It's way more overt with what they're fucking wanting and what they really, truly want to achieve. This is definitely different. Like, I mean, because, I don't know, man. It's not the same thing as, like, oh, Hillary's emails or some shit.
Last time. And you'd be in jail. I mean, he said that on the debate stage, so...
That ain't nothing new. He's threatened to put his political enemies in jail, but who's the big politician right now that's facing all the charges?
Yeah, like, if it...
Trump. But, at the same time, do you think his supporters give a fuck?
Politicians go to jail. It's probably
think servers care,
and a few of his little cronies too, maybe.
Yeah.
So if it like, I mean,
Rudy
like,
and Trump could. Hey, maybe Rudy and Trump could be cellmates.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Went back where he says, "I would imprison my enemies." Yeah, I mean, I have no choice. Listen, they're doing it to us. We're going to have to do it to them. Of course, there's no evidence that Joe Biden is doing anything when it comes to Trump's criminal charges. Donald Trump.
I mean, come on.
I mean,
Joe Biden has no idea what's going on.
Maybe not Biden himself, but like the people who...
Yeah, I mean, definitely not himself, but I mean, there's definitely people within his administration. I mean, like, that's a little far-fetched. I mean, come on.
Yeah, his administration probably do, yeah.
The fucking mechanism behind it. I mean, come on, dude. Of course, the current administration has a hand in. But I mean, look, Trump also did all those things. It's not like they had to fucking. It's not like it was a stretch where it's all like, goddamn, Trump is just so squeaky clean. Like, whole cloth invents some charges. I mean,
you know, like, usually...
He was such an innocent man. He had nothing going for him. Like, ugh, this idea that he had crimes against him. Yeah, that's definitely bullshit, for sure. But the idea that, like, you know, he was just, like, you know, like, I mean, being stifled by the system and, like... You know, like, and they need to be prosecuted. That for sure is, like, beyond bullshit as well.
No matter how fucked up and dirty a president is, like, no fucking charges. I mean, like, there's definitely crimes you could have charged fucking Clinton with. I mean,
for sure.
You could have charged Bush with, so it's like,
I mean, of course.
What's new about...
I mean, honestly, I mean, Noam Chomsky said it. Like, I mean, every president since FDR could potentially be charged for fucking war crimes and be held by the, you know, the standards of the fucking Nuremberg trials. Like, I mean, like, outside of maybe Carter, like, outside of him, like, pretty much every president, you know, could be held by those fucking standards and be charged by the fucking standards by the Nuremberg. Like, I mean, when it came to, like, after World War II, like, because this shit, like, the idea that, like, you know, some, you know, president, like, you know, FDR, well, not FDR, like, you know, Obama, or, like, you know, fucking Bush, Reagan, that they're innocent, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, especially when it comes to foreign policy and the crimes that they've committed. It's beyond bullshit. I mean, the whole fucking Iran-Contra affair, like, Reagan fucking bribed, you know, the fucking, you know, elements of the Iranian forces, you know, to be like, oh, hey, you know, like, withhold this whole fucking hostage situation until I become president, because then I could look like the fucking big hero, and we can undermine fucking Carter in the whole situation. Like, I mean, he was directly involved in doing shit like that. So, I mean, these motherfuckers are, like, no stranger to any of this shit.
Trump literally tried this on January 6th. Like, he tried to have Mike Pence go in to certify the vote and then just go, nuh-uh, Trump won.
Yeah, Trump president. Yeah, because it was like, what was it? It was supposed to be that Mike Pence would say, nope, go back to the states certify Trump.
Well, I mean, Mike Pence is the president of the Senate, had absolutely no role other than, it says it right in the Constitution.
Ceremonial.
It says the votes shall be opened and then they shall be counted. That's it. And so, like, he's there to receive the votes and look at them and count them and make sure that they all line up and certify the election.
That's pretty much it. Which is, like, literally, as Sky said, it's ceremonial. Like, I mean, because that whole process happens before it even reaches the VP. He just basically confirms it. That's all he does. Like, it's all it is. It's just nothing more than ceremonial.
He came up with this fucking cockamamie scheme where he has the ability to not certify certain states, namely Arizona and Pennsylvania, were the two that they were really trying to get him to decertify.
So essentially just flip the election for Trump. So those states certify for Trump, Trump gets enough votes.
He had a whole spate of lawyers and politicians that were spreading just like retarded misinformation. I remember they said something like 66,000 people under the age of 18 voted in Pennsylvania. That was one of the claims they could make, but they couldn't. They said.
And also, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure Paul's about to bring it up, but I'm pretty sure, like, in Arizona, like, there's, like, this whole weird idea that, like, 100-something thousand plus, or, like, 10 plus something thousand votes were, like, from dead people, which is insane. Which also, funny enough, the very few instances of this actually happening were from people trying to cast ballots for Trump. So, kind of interesting how these motherfuckers are trying to say that, like, there's, like, thousands and thousands and thousands of votes that were, like, cast by the Dems when it came to dead people and people fraudulating names and blah, blah, blah. But the very few cases of that actually happening were from Trump voters. Trying to do that for Trump. Kind of curious how that works.
Like 20,000 dead people voted in Arizona.
Yeah,
interesting. Like, when they asked for some names so that people could verify that, they couldn't provide any names.
Well, there was a 60 Minutes that I watched about Georgia where it was like they claimed these. Like, it was actually Rudy too. They claimed, oh look, there was stuff in the ballots. They were doing all this stuff. I mean, he actually is literally being sued for defamation. He actually lost. He's probably going to have to pay these people a bunch of money, which he doesn't have. He's fighting a bunch of actually criminal charges now in Georgia as well. Defamation. And, I mean, further, like, I mean, I've seen claims that are ridiculous, like, oh, there was 1.5 million illegally cast ballots in Arizona. I mean, the shit they just come up with is wild.
In which
I mean, it's fucking insane, honestly. It really is just so insane, like, the shit that they claim when it comes to that whole 2020 election thing. It boggles my fucking mind, honestly. It really honestly does. Because, like, I mean, this idea that, like, even if there is, like, some sort of, like, fraud that happens within, the election process, because it's like, sure, there's, like, probably, a handful of counts of that shit happening. But the idea that it has such a significant level that it will literally have a major outcome of an election is just fucking insane. Like, it's just like, even if you consider all the votes that potentially might be fraudulent or fake or whatever the fuck, they wouldn't have like any influence in the outcome of any election ever, like, at all, because it's so little. Like, I mean, it's basically at most like 100 votes on the national level where that shit actually gets impacted. Like, I mean, it's nowhere near enough to fucking, obviously fucking sway an election. It's just insane.
Implement Agenda 47 and Project 2025, and this would make Trump
execute Order 66.
Execute Order 47. 47. What? Is this based off of Agent 47? Like, just like this, like, Machiavellian, flawless execution of an assassination and just swift, execution of the mission.
Neo-fascist dictator in the United States. I am rarely hyperbolic on this program. When people call in and say, David, I'm so worried about this or that, is this a problem? I like to say, let's not jump to the apocalyptic scenario yet. But what Chauncey DeVega's article in Salon reminds us is that none of this is speculation. All of this.
What's so neo about this fascism?
I mean, the fact that it's modern. I mean, that's kind of the main thing why Neo is attached to it, is that it's a modern thing.
New. It seems like this is just basically old, like, normal ass fascism.
It is. I mean, it is. I mean, neo-fascism is just fascism, but it's like, like reframed in a more modern perspective. For the more modernistic issues that are going on, which frankly, when it comes to it at the end of the day, it ain't really not much fucking different. It just has different buzzwords. It has different, that really is it. That's about it. Like, it has different buzzwords. Like, it has different buzzwords for the same, foundation of what the ideology is trying to espouse. And the different buzzwords and phrasings that they have when it comes to what they're trying to espouse, albeit, yes, is different. It all leads to the same fucking shit. I mean, that's really why it's, neo-fascism, it's because, like, it's the phrasing and the buzzwords. Like, they're just different. Like, to be more compatible to a modern lens, in comparison to, like, the 1930s or some shit. I mean, that's really basically it.
Neo makes it sound cooler and adds more syllables, dude.
Neo crypto fascist. Yeah, it's like you add some like modifier to it. It's like, oh, it's different fascism. It's like, no.
Trump's a fascist.
I mean, it's not necessarily different, but I mean, well, I guess you get the point.
Trump's a neo-fascist. Oh shit!
Oh shit, bro.
Not a neo.
Regular fascist. Neo-fascist. Oh shit, bro.
Not that! Anything but Neo!
That sounds all Matrixy, like he's the one.
He is the one.
Kind of does a little bit.
He sees through the system.
And corporate media is not doing a good enough job of acknowledging the violent threats. And by violent, I don't always mean physically violent. I mean ideologically violent to our democracy, to our systems.
I mean, it's certainly physically violent. I mean, David... Oh my god, this is why... this is why I don't like David, bro. It's like, oh yeah, they're not like physically violent, they're just like politically violent and like, figuratively violent. It's like, no, they are literally physically violent too. Like, that's, yeah, like, they are. Like, what do you think the Proud Boys are? What do you think Gavin McInnes was? Like, I mean, what do you think all these motherfuckers are? Like, they're violent, fucking, barbaric, primal, ape-like thugs. That's who they are. Like, I mean, they're physically violent just as much as they are politically and figuratively. I mean, like, give me a break, Pac-Man. Dude, this is why you're so boring and rote, and I don't like you. Ugh.
And what Chauncey DeVega urges people to do is to resist that first and foremost by ensuring that Donald Trump or DeSantis or whoever are not elected in 2024. Now let's talk about Agenda 47 and Project.
But what happens when they get elected in 2028?
Or like 2032 or 2034 or like 2036 or, yeah. I mean, this is like the fucking... I mean, here's why I, basically get for Project 2025, and I think I kind of get the gist of what this is going to, be right here. Is that, like, these Republicans and conservatives and these, far-right fascist types, I mean, basically, like, they have always, especially since Reagan, have been trying to push, this fucking, like, idea and root of what, America ought to be, and they've always been very, like, crypto and very, like, subtle about that shit. But now at this point, because, how things have been so partisan and extreme and shit, they're just, basically being masked off about it. And because of that, like, I mean, now there's kind of, like, this whole, like, fearmonger of, like, oh, this, like, somehow it's new and shit, which the thing is, it really isn't. I mean, this is what the Republicans always wanted. It's that the thing is, what really makes it more scary, especially at this point, is that, like, they're just masked off about it. They don't give a fuck. Which, I mean, that's kind of like, the thing that, I kind of find, like, a little nervous when someone might undermine it a little bit with this whole project thing that they're doing. Is that they're being masked off and they're genuinely trying to, like, push this in a sense of, like, it's either now or never. And, like, whether it's Trump or anybody else or whoever the fuck, whether in 2024, 2028 or anywhere else, they're gonna try. Which is why it's so adamant, to fight back against it. And luckily, I mean, with this upcoming generation, I just don't really think it's gonna be possible. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're trying right now. Because they think it's a now or never. And like I said, I think this current generation, is going to be able to fight back against that type of shit. and it ain't gonna be, you know, forever. But at least, you know, with that little bow, I think I'll at least call good for this level even. So peace out, and of course, I shall see y'all in that next one. So